Good morning and welcome to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. It has been a wonderful week of racing so far, and we are just getting into the good stuff right now. It is about to kick off. It's going to be a great day. I can't wait to get it going. Pam, it's going to be a great day, isn't it?
It's going to be an amazing day. We had some rain come down last night. It's not going to be dusty this morning, but we know that it's going to get hotter later on. It's going to for sure dry up. There might be some dust later on, but the drivers right now are, they're excited there's not dust, but they're worried about the mud getting on, when it gets on your face mask, what does it do? It's going to cake on there, so mud might be the issue today.
We've been worried about the weather, but yeah, like you said, I think it's going to die down on the dust just a little bit. The mud holes had a little bit of mud, but it's going to be great to see. So I think it's going to be a great day of racing, and it's just going to get better as it goes on throughout the day. It's going to start tacking up. I think we're going to get some blue grooves this afternoon. I think the 4400 class is going to be extremely fast. We're going to take a quick look at the track. Let's check it out. So this is yesterday. You see how dusty it is, but again, we got that rain overnight. There's a lot of rock crawling sections. It looks how tight it is, Pam.
Yes, it is. The UTVs didn't have any issues yesterday for the most part with it being tight, but the cars today, the 4500s, the 4800s, and the 4400s, it's going to be tight. They're going to be rubbing those trees.
Yeah, the UTVs were probably going to be a little bit faster of a lap time. What was it? I think a 16:40 was the fastest lap yesterday. I think we're going to be in that probably 17 to 20 minute with these cars. The 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class will be coming on first at 10 a.m. and then at 2 p.m. it'll be the 4400 Unlimited cars, the fastest, biggest names. You can see an either or there. This is an 8-mile lap, an hour and a half plus a lap. For this first race, the Unlimited race will be 2 hours plus a lap. So it's going to be a lot of fast action. I can't wait to get it going.
I'm excited. Right there you can see there is water on the course there yesterday as well because there was a creek bed down there. But there we again, right there, super fast, super fun. It was a great day yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So it sounds like we're going to throw it down to our one and only Joey Beck to do the invocation, keep everybody safe and sound. So Joey, take it away, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Pam. I'm honored to be out here. I'm Joey Beck with Ultra 4 Racing. I'm going to say our prayer. We're going to pray for safety over all these racers. Lord, we come to you today. We just ask for blessings and favor as all these racers are out here on this track, racing to their best of their ability, putting it all on the line. We thank you for all the blessings allowing them to be here in this moment with these people, our friends, our family. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for Rush Off-Road. We thank you for Ultra 4 Racing. And we thank you for everything in every part of our lives. And we know that you are good. Lord, we just ask for safety. We ask that each person out here come back whole with memories for a lifetime. And Lord, we just always and every day ask that you continue to bless our lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, we're going to throw it back down to Miles and Pam. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey Beck. It was a great deal. That's our first thing we want to do is keep everybody safe and sound. And that's what we want to do with everybody there on courses. That's safety first. We're here to have fun. We're here to go fast, but we want to keep everything in line. So next up, we're going to do our national anthem. So if everybody could please remove your cap, stand up. There's an American flag out on course, so everybody stand up, and we're going to sing the greatest song in the world about the greatest country in the world, our national anthem. Thank you, and everybody, it's getting ready to get this party started here at 10 a.m. here in just a few moments. We'll be kicking off the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So we'll have two races going on at the same time. They are starting in how they qualified yesterday. So on the pole is going to be Sean Reisky.
And in that second position is going to be Dwayne Garrettson.
Lots of fast guys and gals are going to be out on course today. We're going to take off. Remember, it's an 8-mile lap. It's an hour and a half plus a lap. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of fast. Two races going on at the same time. There are 11 either-ors out on course. So we'll start over again. So on the pole is Sean Reisky.
In that second position, Dwayne Garrettson.
Then it's Ryan Webb.
In fourth position, Ryan Taylor.
Woody Rose.
And Justin Barth.
Brian Trimp.
And Cody St. Clair.
Troy Digby.
Jeff Martin.
Bob Humanchuk.
And Jesse Schumann.
Jesse Oliver.
And Anthony Vinoy.
So we should have about 14 cars out on course here in just a moment. We're just making sure everything's going to be okay. We are here in Rush Off-Road. There's over 7,000 acres. Over 100 miles of trails are open 7 days a week. There are season passes you can go. You can get weekend passes. There's day passes. And these are special event passes as well. EB and his entire crew does an amazing job up here in the tri-state intersection area of Ohio, Western Virginia, and we are in the northeast Kentucky area. The Optima battery starting grid, we just ran through that with Sean Reisky on the pole for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Dwayne Garrettson will be right behind him in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. So that is the two pole setters for those. They'll each get 7 points going towards their national and their regional races. So it looks like we got the Sean Reisky right there in that JKS machine getting ready to take off. So I think we should be racing here anytime. It's going to be a lot of fun today, Pam. It's going to be great. I can't wait to call this all day again. I'm Miles Hasquist alongside Mrs. Pam Hall. This is Ultra 4 USA at its finest, and we are about to get this race started.
Yes, we are. It's a super exciting day, of course. Yesterday was an amazing day of racing. We had over 65 UTVs, but today's the big boys, the big cars. And they're all excited. They're all ready to go. This morning, they don't have to worry about fighting any of the dust, like I keep saying. Talking to Sean as we were walking over here, and he said, I was hoping to have some dust so I can just get way out in front, but,
And put up a little smoke shield.
I said, what you're going to do now is you're just going to be kicking mud up on them. Sometimes that's worse.
I'll bet you we'll start getting some dust towards the end of the day. I think coming down this hill, it's going to blow, the grease will blow off the top, and we are live racing with Sean Reisky and Justin McLean riding shotgun. So, Sean Reisky out front out of Mishawaka, Indiana with 866 Motorsports. He's in a custom house built LS3, Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, Gearworks, PRP, JKS, Brannick, Fox, Dirty Life Race Wheels, Mickey Thompson Tires, Warren East Coast Kier, Steinjager, and Mishawaka Auto Parts. So, Sean Reisky out on course as he's heading up the Brannick Hill.
And then next off the line is going to be the number 26 of Dwayne Garrettson, taking the green flag right there.
So we're going to give the love to Nitto Tire. Thank you for bringing the starting grid for us. Sean Reisky out front. Now it's Dwayne Garrettson, number 26, out of Alma, Arkansas, with Come Get You Some Off-Road. He's in Jimmy's 4x4 Bronco, Limitless Performance, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Brannick, Yukon, Yokohama, Raceline Wheels, Steinjager, Bradflow, Warren, Limitless Performance. And up next is the number 717, Ryan Rollover Webb with Chris Branton riding shotgun out of Bossier City, Louisiana with Kryptonite Customs. Jimmy's Chassis, LSS 680 horsepower, Maximum Turbo 400, SCSTKs, Spider Tracks, Gearworks, Fox, Raceline Wheels, USD Stickies, Kryptonite Customs, and Liquid Molly. So we've got the first three off the line.
And Miles, as you were going through all of his sponsors, there was a nice water puddle where yesterday they were jumping over it in the UTVs. It's pretty muddy right there. But right there we do have the 53 of Ryan Taylor.
So they're heading up the Brannick Hill as we speak. What a great race this is going to be. Remember, there's two classes racing at the same time. And it is Ryan Taylor getting ready to take off with Corey Day riding shotgun, number 53. He just took off out of North Liberty, Indiana with Team Indiana and Rock Roots Racing. Up next is number 22, Woody Rose. Tad Dowker was maybe going to ride with him. There's Sean Reisky coming up trail 69. Woody Rose out of Sparks, Nevada with Trent Fabrication and a top front self-chassis, LSX 454, Turbo 400, Atlas, Yukon, Brannick, Nexon Tires, Raceline Wheels, and FK.
So
and
sorry.
look how slick it is, Pam.
I'm elbowing you. I'm so sorry because he had to back down because he was so slippery trying to take that left-hand line just now, Sean Reisky was. And that when he went down, he kind of ended up almost three-wheeling it all up in the air. And then just now taking off the line is the 417 of Dustin Barth.
With Anthony out riding shotgun out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 chassis, LS3 427, Turbo 400, Atlas, King, Walker Evans, PRP, PCI, PSE, and making those Nitto tires work.
And that right there is the 896 of Brian Trimp getting ready to take that green flag. JT Taylor doing his countdown, and there goes the flag.
Brian Trimp with Colin Morlock riding shotgun out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan with Shallow Pockets Racing. He's in a Jeep Army chassis. GBM LS 408, Tranny Tom Turbo 400, Atlas, 14 bolts front and rear, King, Mickey Thompson, Vision, Warren, Optima, Yukon, Brannick, Rugged Ironman, and Gilbert Brothers Racing.
And there's Dwayne Garrettson making his way through Trail 69. It is slippery out there. They are sliding around. Those rocks are definitely very slippery.
And here's a great shot of the either or, and he's getting a little slideways there on the side of the hill. Dwayne Garrettson going to back up, and who's right behind him? Is that Ryan Webb possibly? So it's a so if I was the car, I think that's Ryan Webb. He's going to go right behind Garrettson. Nope, not enough room. So I would go to the right here, starting to get a bit of a bottleneck, but they'll get on those the horsepower and really let her eat.
And
so the preferred line yesterday was straight at us, but I think with the muddy conditions this morning, that's going to be that right line.
Exactly, and that's exactly what Sean Reisky did. He backed down, and he did take that right-hand line, and that right there, that is
Woody Rose?
Woody Rose, yes.
These cars, no, that's Ryan Taylor. And another Trent Fab car. Looks very similar, and these cars are going to be hard to tell apart. We'll do our best.
They're already brown.
And taking off the line we just missed him was Cody St. Clair. The Texas kid with Tyler Haggard riding shotgun out of Ponder, Texas with SCR Motorsports. And then Troy Digby right behind him out of Charlotte, North Carolina with Digby Racing. So there's lots of action all over the course, and we can tell that the rain last night has already taken its toll.
And that is Jeff Martin in the 1470 taking that green flag. And
With
there's
Sam Bratton riding shotgun out of Martinsville, Indiana with Martin Racing.
And that was Woody Rose right there on screen, taking that right-hand line, as we've been seeing all of them doing because they're struggling going up that left-hand lane.
So off the line next is going to be Bob Humacek, number 216 with Chuck Twinning riding shotgun out of Richmond Heights, Ohio with Nocturnal Motorsports. He's in a Jeep with an LS-based engine, Falcon tires, Raceline, Fox, and Bars build.
And right there, Miles, when they're taking that right-hand turn, the drone got a great footage of it earlier of the mud and the water that they're going through instantly.
And that's Jeff Martin. He tried to take that left line up the Brannick Motorsports hill. And he's going to back up. And like I said, the further right you go, the easier the trails are. And it's this rain last night's taking their toll on them just a little bit.
And that left-hand line is the steepest of those three lines. And so trying to take that lane this morning probably was not a good idea just because of the muddy hills. But he backed up, and now he's still got in front of the car that was starting behind him.
So it's going to be a lot of attrition setting in today, I believe. And here is Jesse Oliver with Randy Knoll riding shotgun out of White Lake, Michigan with Oliver Racing. He's in a Ford-based chassis built by Oliver Racing, Mass Motors LS 427, Edmunds Turbo 400, Atlas, Brannick, Warren, Raceline Wheels, Mickey Thompson Tires, Rugged, Magnitude Suspension, Ironman Off-Road, Off-Road Anonymous, and Edmunds Speed Shop. We saw him take a little tumble during qualifying yesterday, so he's taking a rear start. But remember, they are taking off one at a time every 30 seconds. This race is on adjusted time. We're back to Cody St. Clair and Troy Digby. trying to make their way up Trail 69 with blowing the mud off the top of these trails. I think this rain is a little worse out in the woods than it was here in the parking lot, Pam.
Definitely. I mean, it was bad here in the parking lot. We were slipping and sliding all over the place. But out there on race course, there's going to be some puddles out there. We do see somebody right now already off to the side of the race course, and I think that is Justin Barth.
I think you are correct. Justin Barth at the top of the Brannock Hill. So not sure what's going on up there, but tough break for Justin Barth being stopped so early into the race. He's out. Somebody's out of the car. Is it driver or co-driver?
Not quite sure who it is out of the race, but hopefully it's just a minor fix and they'll get back out on course. But all of this mud and the water that they're going through, it gets in the air intake, and that can cause electrical, exactly, and it causes major issues. We saw that at Disney, Oklahoma last year with our Legends of the Fall race. I think it was Lauren Healy. He was having some major issues electrical because of all the water, and that's what can happen out here.
Yeah, tough break for there. So remember, we have the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class out on course at the same time. I'll kind of give you a rundown. The Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, you can have 2.5 shocks per corner, limited to 14 inches of travel. You have to have mechanical steering, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire, and a front-mounted engine, but unlimited horsepower. And on screen is Justin Barth, who is part of the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. You can have a front or rear-mounted engine, unlimited horsepower. Vehicle must contain 2 seats side by side, single shock per corner, a 37-inch DOT tire. Only solid axles are allowed, and it's a really cool thing because you can build a specific car for this class, or you can retire a 4400 clock and put smaller tires in a single shock and take it on out. So coming to the screen is Jesse Schumann, that old Bronco, bouncing his way through Trail 69. Jesse Oliver right behind him. You see the windshields on the bottom of these cars. They're trying to probably block some of that mud.
It definitely probably helps out for sure on that, and I like that they have that there. But right there, that is the 4517 of Jesse Oliver. That's right behind Jesse Schumann. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a moment.
All good. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look at the So I believe that was Ryan Taylor we just saw going through screen. There's Ryan Webb and Dwayne Garrettson right behind him. There's Jesse Schumann having some issues. Not sure what's going on, but him and Jesse Oliver, I believe that's at the Trail 69.
It's not the 4900 UTV instead of what we're on. It's not right up here.
Oh. And look at everybody that's jammed in here for the Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. There's over, I think, 2,500 tickets that got sold. We'll be racing Ultra 4 USA all day long. And then tonight we'll do some America Pro Rock Bounce. There's $20,000 on the line. We got some big names coming out to put on a show. It's going to be a great day, so be sure to stay tuned in all day long.
It's super exciting. I know last night they did a post, and they're like, the last 100 tickets are going to go tonight. Who's going to get them? You better buy them online, because if you get all the way here to the gate, and they'll probably be sold out. You can hear me now? I was freaking stressing out. I was just trying to be like, our timing wasn't up.
There is Brian Trimp coming into screen. And that is the Yukon launch section. So we've already had a few cars coming through there, and this is a steep downhill, and you can see how greasy it is. You kind of just fall in these ruts and just kind of bebop all the way through. So Dwayne Garrettson has won this race the last 2 years in a row, so he's in the 4,500 class. Can he do a three-peat or not? Jesse Oliver got second last year. Cody St. Clair got third. The fastest lap, yes, last year was only a 6-mile lap. This year's an 8-mile lap. Dwayne Garrettson with a 15:42 last year. Brian Tripp with a 14:43. So we're going to have to add probably about 3 to 4 minutes to those laps with the extra couple miles and the slick conditions.
Exactly, Miles. That's exactly where I was going to go with that for sure because of the extra mileage, like you just said. And that right there is Justin Barth. So he has got himself moving again. That is amazing to see. So maybe it was just a mud issue. Who knows? We'll find out later on. But it's good to see that he's actually back out on course.
Yeah, great to see him moving. And there was a great shot of that car. You can see the tree kickers on the side. So that's going to be, when you're sliding down these trails, that's going to be a pretty good advantage for him. Not sure what happened, but they got it going, and that's all that matters.
And you can see he's struggling right there, a little bit going up that as well. I mean, it looks like it's just sticks, but the mud is
slick.
Really
so what
slick
it is
out here.
the top of it's really greasy, and once that gets blown off, I really think we're going to have some great traction a few laps into this race. Also, don't forget you can go to live.ultra4racing.com to have the same timing we have here in the Project X booth.
And also, you're watching this at home. If you're watching it on Facebook, you can also watch it on AOE.tv and Speedsport.tv as well. We have Raceline Wheels out here representing.
We have Warren here on site. We have Nitto on site as well. So a lot of our great marketing partners are out here making sure everything happens. There's Chip McLaughlin right on screen, making sure everything's, he's kind of checking out. He'll be racing later on today. There's a great shot of the AMSOIL hot pits. And I was talking to a lot of the racers. Nobody wants to stop. They can make an hour and a half plus a lap on fuel. So they're just there for a mechanical issue, maybe a tire, but their plan is to just go, go, go.
I think tires, they will come into play. We saw it happen yesterday in the UTV race. So the bigger cars, hopefully it doesn't come into play today. But, slipping on these rocks, some of these rocks are really, really sharp too, and it'll just slice a tire as well.
There's Jeff Martin heading down the Yukon launch. Still trucking along. He got that car from Scott Morse here recently, so hearing a little birdie that Scott might be building a new car, so we'll see. He's kind of a West Coast guy.
And that looks like that might have been Bob.
Human check
right behind him.
I believe you're right. So it's going to be a fun race to keep a watch. We got 14 cars out on course, 2 races going on at the same time, so we'll have to do our best to keep the timing correct. Again, if you go to live.ultra4racing.com, you can see the green dots are the 4,800 class and the orange dots are 4,500 cars. So that's how you can kind of keep those guys separated.
Miles, did we talk about timing? What time do you think these guys are going to do lap-wise?
With the greasy weather, I think we're going to be in the 20s, I believe. I think we'll be right around the 20-minute mark.
That's right. We did talk about that earlier because you were saying the weather and adding on, from last year's time because we are a little bit longer of a track this year.
So we will be live racing this morning, and then at 2 o'clock we'll kick off the 4,400 Unlimited class. So be sure to stay tuned in all day long. It's going to be a great, great day of racing for Ultra 4 USA. I believe that's Jesse Oliver coming into screen. And that's just a great shot. We've got a tree stand out there that Lindsay's sitting in, and so they're just coming right by her. So it's a great shot coming in and out and down the hill.
It's a great area.
The entire production crew behind the scenes has done an amazing job bringing you this race. So when we first get here, I can't even call or send a text. Then we get here, the IT guys set up the internet, and now we got a live show from the middle of Rush, Kentucky. There's Cody Hardesty in the house, getting everything checked out, watching everything. The crowd's starting to build. It's going to be a great day.
It's going to be an amazing day. Later on this afternoon, during the 4,400 race, Raceline Wheels is actually going to be giving out some swag to everybody. So you want to make sure that you're over here around the merch trailer and around the Raceline van and their setup because they're going to be giving out some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, right after we kick off the 4,400 race, Greg with Raceline will be out there throwing out some swag, and that'll be right next to the Ultra 4 merchandise trailer. And speaking about that, go check it out. Our, Angel Carly Bailey and the entire crew has everything you need. Shirts. Today's a little chilly. You may want a hoodie. They've got a little bit of everything, so go check it out. There's Jesse Schumann. Look how steep that is, and it's still a little greasy. But look at the sun coming through the woods. It's going to be beautiful.
And I was thinking, Miles, you just said it's a little bit greasy. I was thinking about the last downhill, how steep that is, and the first person down it it's going to be slick. And I'm just wondering, okay, so they're going to put on their brakes a little bit. I wonder how much they're going to slide with their tires not moving.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that until just now. And you're right. It's pretty burned out, but the first guy that's going to come, they're just going to hit that hill and slide until they catch the rut and hopefully not slide too much farther.
Right, exactly. I know we're 17 minutes into this race. Sean Reisky, he was our pole setter, and he took off first. We'll see if he comes through first. But coming down that hill, though, I don't know. I was thinking about that all night long, going, oh, this is going to be fun at the last hill there.
They took off in 30-second increments. This race is on adjusted time. So let's give a big shout out to our sponsors. Without all of these amazing marketing partners, we would not be able to race here today. Raceline Wheels, AMSOIL, Mid-America Outdoors,
Rugged Race Radios, Project X Lights, and Speed Sport,
360 Wraps, Optima Batteries, Factor 55,
Laser Nut, Nitto, and Warn,
Off the Road Syndicate, American Outdoor Events, and King of the Hammers.
and Spider Tracks, Brannick Motorsports, Yukon Gear and Axle, and Wheelin'.
So please support who supports the sport. Without all these amazing marketing partners, we would not be able to be racing here today for the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash.
And right there, that drone's getting a great shot of the track through the trees. You can see those puddles of water.
There's Justin Barr still moving along, I believe. Yep. It's brown and red.
I know.
So, I'm going to apologize now. We're going to do our best calling this race, but these cars are all going to start blending together.
They're already brown.
Like you said, you called it. That aerial drone. You could really see the puddle. Every puddle, every rut has turned into a puddle.
Yes, it has. And it rained hard last night. We were still out here at the track when it started raining, and they were ginormous raindrops. It rained a lot really quick, and it just drizzled overnight. But, it makes it for great track conditions for later on, for sure. But this morning, being first off, it's just, like you keep saying, it's slick and it's slimy on top, and that's where the mud likes to stick to the cars.
Yeah, it's just kind of a roll in the dice with it. You never know. Yesterday it was dusty. Today's a little muddy.
I think I would take the dust or the mud over the dust.
It just depends on the people. There's lots of people that talk about it. And here's a great shot of the track right there. It's pretty steep.
That's the ending hill right there, I believe.
There's the start line right there. You can see right there in the middle of our screen the Ultra 4 merchandise, the Jumbotron. At the bottom of the screen is that Raceline Wheels blow-up arch, and those two big tires is the start-finish right there. So it's an 8-mile lap. So there's a great shot of the AMSOIL hot pits. And when you enter the hot pits, it's 15 miles an hour right there where they're standing. That's the start of the hot pits. Once you enter, you have to go through the entire hot pits right there. And then they're basically just going to be changing tires. Not many people will be doing fuel. And you'll see if somebody pulls in, all teams will jump on board to help out. So we got everybody off the course, but we're going to go back to the Nitto start grid and check out who started out this morning. So in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, it was Sean Reisky.
And then in that second position, Ryan Webb.
In third spot was Ryan Taylor.
In fourth was Woody Rose.
In fifth spot, Justin Barth.
In sixth, Brian Trimp.
In seventh position, Jeff Martin.
In that eighth position, Jesse Schumann.
And then this is the Nitto grid for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So up next, we'll bring in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. So here's the Nitto leaderboard. It was Dwayne Garrettson getting that pole position.
In that second position, it was Cody St. Clair.
And third spot was Troy Digby.
In fourth position, Bob Humachuk.
And that fifth spot goes to Jesse Oliver. So thank you, Nitto, for the lineup, getting everybody off the line. Remember, they did start with how they qualified yesterday. That was just within their class. And that may have been Cody St. Clair. I just caught the taillight just a second as they're heading down the Yukon launch. We have another camera out there for the Spider Tracks backstretch. We should have some action coming through there here in a little bit.
And we're roughly 21 minutes into the race, so it's very curious to see when the leader will be coming through. It might be more of a 23, 24-minute lap, it's kind of looking like. We'll get a camera on the leader coming through here in just a moment whenever they do start coming through.
But there's a couple, I'm driving the course in my brain right now, and there's a couple really steep uphills that I'm thinking they're going to have to use those Warren winches today. And it's going to be slick. There's two spots that I can think of right now that are really slick up, and I think they're going to do some winching, putting their Warren skills to the test.
And speaking of Warren, they're out here. We have Justin out here. They're out here enjoying some time with him and his family.
Yeah, Sergio's out there sitting in the booth. He raced yesterday in the stock class, having a little fun while he's out there racing. There's our drone landing pad there on the race line wheels booth. So we got a rollover. Is that Sean Reisky? That could be our physical race leader. And you can see this car.
It is Sean Reisky.
Oh, tough break. And this is a super slick downhill. So did he make the corner or did he blow the corner? We're not quite sure. But the co-driver, that's the driver. That's the driver's side crawling out.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, how slippery this downhill could be. Who knows what happened? We didn't actually catch it. But what could have possibly happened is when he took that corner, his rear of his car could have slid out and just spun around and put him in the trees.
But he did get caught by that tree. So we'll get the safety crew up there, make sure everything's okay. Remember, this is a no-chase race. It is only... This is a no-chase race. Only fellow competitors or safety crew can help him. So Sean Reisky is on his side. Tough break. He took off first, and we are 23 minutes into this race. So we're showing that this course is a lot more difficult. We were at a 1640 yesterday. If you are just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. This is the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. We are just outside of Ashland, Kentucky. And this is Ultra 4 USA Racing at its finest.
And that is a great aerial view right there of our area that the fans are able to watch. You can go buy your Ultra 4 USA swag. Go say hi to Greg over at Raceline. And that area right there tonight, the Rock Bouncers, that will be our viewing area for the American Pro Rock later on this evening.
We need to give a huge shout out to Jason and Gayla Robinette, all of the volunteers, the Ultra 4 USA staff, AOE, MAO crew, media safety, USAC, racers, fans, and marketing partners for pulling this all together. It takes everybody to come together to make this happen, and we are here and doing it. Yeah, where Sean Reisky rolled over, it's that last downhill, so all the crowd right there can see him. It's just right in the top left of your screen. He kind of blends in, but he's right at the top left of our screen right there, right before the finish. So how far back is Dwayne Garrettson?
That is so unfortunate being that close to finishing, your first lap, still out front. Hopefully he can get righted and get back on course. I don't know if that will happen or not, if his car is going to be okay, but we'll fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough race. Like we're talking, this top little deal is really slick, and that's a super steep downhill. So how far out is Dwayne Garrettson? Remember, they are in separate classes. Sean Reisky in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Dwayne Garrettson, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And he's at the top of this hill. And camera never does it justice, but that is extremely, extremely steep where he's at.
I can tell you it's very steep because I helped put up those flags right there. Weaver and I did, and we had to basically crawl up that hill. It is so, so steep. So getting out there, with your shoes, it's going to be very slippery in the mud. We were slipping when it was just dry dirt.
So Justin McLean and Sean Reisky are out of the car, making sure everything is going to go smooth. There's some of our safety crew on site. Looks like that's Liam O'Donnell checking everything out. And that's JT Taylor, our race director, at the top of your screen.
This is going to be tricky getting him righted and getting his car. So what they're more than likely going to have to end up doing is up there on that top road, they're going to have somebody winch him back up to flat ground because it is so steep right there.
At least get the car righted, and it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of art to winching.
Dwayne Garrettson's quite a ways back. I mean, this has happened however many minutes ago, and we still have not seen our second place person that will be coming through.
Something also we have new this year for 2023 is all registered racers will receive an Air Evac Life Team free of charge for being part of the Ultra 4 USA racing family. Really cool to see the Robinettes bring that to the front line. Yeah, the Robinettes have really done a lot for all of the off-road altogether. They are putting up a whole blanket together with Ultra 4 USA, America Pro Rock, a Great American Short Course, MAO short course as well. We'll be in Wheatland next weekend. I mean, there's so much. The American Side-by-Side Takeover, the American Outdoor Events is really putting on something really big for off-road.
Yes, and then at Mid-America in Jay, Oklahoma, we'll have the Lifted Truck Nationals later on in September. That's a huge event as well. Last year, the park sold out. There's so many trucks going. I can't wait. I get to go this year. I'm so excited. I'm sure you're going to be there, too. I'm so excited about being there and getting to see all of these show trucks.
Yeah, it's going to be great. They're really bringing a lot to the table. And then we've partnered with Speed Sport this year, and they'll be with us all season long. And it's building a really good partnership with that. And don't forget, today's race this afternoon, the 4,400 Unlimited class, we'll do a 1-hour show that'll shine on speedsport.tv.
It's super exciting. Everybody, all the racers are excited about it. They're getting highlighted by Speed Sport, and they're so excited they're excited for our partnership as just as much as we are.
So trying to get a game plan together to get Sean Reisky back in action. So it looks like that's Gus and JT up there trying to make it happen. And he's just sitting right there. I can see the finish line. I want to go out for another lap. But wow, we're about a half hour into this race, and we're guessing 20-minute laps. Well, we still haven't seen Dwayne Garrettson come through yet.
No, we haven't. It makes me wonder if they're, like you were saying earlier, having to use their worn winches out on course because some of those areas are super, super slippery. And there we go.
There's Justin Barth. This is the Spider Tracks backstretch, so he's about 5 or 10 minutes out. Remember, he was stopped early in the race, so it's great to see him still moving strong.
But he is the only other one that we have caught on camera in quite a while. He's the only one that we have seen. So I'm sure they're all out there still moving. We just have not caught them quite yet, but we'll be catching them here just momentarily.
But it sounds like getting some chatter through my rugged race radios. We do still have quite a few cars that are still moving out on course. We have a lot of course marshals making sure the course is safe and sound, and they'll call in every once in a while and say, yep, cars are still moving through, and the course is locked down. We've had to turn a couple of people around, but everything's the course is looking good. It's coming together.
And right now Sean Reisky is just itching to get that car uprighted and get back out on course. Or the thing about it, too, is now he's been like this for so long. You don't want to start your car right back up after it being on its side.
Yeah, because sometimes the oil can get on top of the pistons, and it can cause a little havoc, but I'll bet you'll get it righted. It'll crank it over a few times, because sometimes you can leave your fuel pump off, and you can just crank the engine off. But it should be good to go. This is the Ultra 4 USA Eastern Season Opener. Well, there is Dwayne Garrettson, the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. That is our physical race leader for his class, and he'll get around Sean Reisky as long as he can make that drop. And he's taking it a little slow, but he's making it happen. So tough break for Sean Reisky, but Dwayne Garrettson, our new physical race leader and the leader for the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class with a 31-minute lap.
And you could see how cautious he was being just now in those corners of sliding
And here comes
out.
another car. That is Ryan Taylor or I believe that's Ryan Taylor.
Well, if it is, we'll have to remember the lights.
53, yes, that is Ryan Taylor and Corey Day.
You know what really saved us on that was that rear number plate.
Yeah.
Even the shark fin on him was muddy.
Yeah, everything is muddy on these cars. So there's another car coming down. Oh, that's Ryan Webb. We got another alternate line coming down the hill, it looks like. So JT Taylor's up there managing everything, and he may be sending them down a different line. So Ryan Webb makes it through. There's Cody St. Clair, the Texas kid on the Spider Tracks backstretch. So we're starting to see a little more action, but the course is definitely getting spread out. And I really hope we can get Sean Reisky back on all fours and back out there racing.
So it looks like Dwayne Garrettson was at a 30-minute, 58-second lap. So roughly 10 minutes over what you were projecting, but it can get faster. The track is going to dry out. Also what it's going to do is it's going to, the mud puddles are going to get splashed out as well. But we do have Ryan Taylor that did come through. He is at a 30-minute, 12-second lap.
So on adjusted time, it's Ryan Taylor in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, then Ryan Webb, and then the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, it's Dwayne Garrettson. They're all over 30 minutes. That is Woody Rose, I believe.
Did you see him slide just a little bit down the hill? So they are sending them, obviously, as you're seeing right now, they're sending them before that turn because it is such a slippery, muddy mess up there. And Ryan, with the car, Sean Reisky being up, on his side, they want to make sure that everything is safe. And he has a right rear flat coming through that race line start-finish line.
And there is somebody in there, and I believe it's Tad Dowker riding shotgun with him, so he'll be heading into the Amsoil hot pits and getting that right rear tire swapped. There's Jesse Oliver coming down that new line we created. But he's going to take a hard left now, and he's going to be right by the start finish. Ooh, he's got something hanging off the front. Is that steering or a sway bar? That looked like a sway bar that's hanging off.
He did just go through those trees, too. Maybe it's a fresh, limb got stuck in there.
That is Ryan Taylor, I believe.
And there's Dwayne Garrettson right there.
So we only have room for 2 people in here. We have to be off camera then. Is that all right?
We need another chair then. We don't have another chair.
There's Ryan Webb cruising along up Trail 69. So Ryan Webb with that Jimmy's car still pushing through. And like we were talking about, they're heading right. Oh, there's Woody Rose getting that tire changed. And there's Jesse Oliver. Like I said, I really think that was a front sway bar. And what happened? Did it break, or did he slide into a tree when he was sliding down a hill? Anything could happen. But he's putting that magnitude machine to work. The whole team is down there. So this has mechanical steering because he's part of the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. So as long as that's not part of the steering, he'll be okay. But sway bar is going to be a big deal, especially on some of these off-camber turns, because the sway bar keeps the car kind of settled when it's on a side hill.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They're definitely wrenching on it. Can't quite see exactly what it is they're wrenching on, but that is unfortunate, but hopefully he gets back out on course.
So we have Woody Rose and Jesse Oliver in the Amsoil hot pits as we speak, and there's a little bit of a creek running right down the middle of it. And remember, if you drop into the Amsoil hot pits, it's 15 miles an hour, no passing, and you have to drive all the way through the entire Amsoil hot pits.
And there's Woody Rose right there. They're still working on that right rear tire. Looks like they just dropped the jack, and they're all clear to go.
So quick and easy, all hands on deck. And look at that. Somebody from another team runs across. That's what I love about Ultra 4 is it's all hands on deck. You see one of your buddies pull in, you want him back out on course as fast as he can. So everybody's out there to help everybody. And look at the sun. Look at the sun's coming out. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and it sounds like, everybody's here to help everybody. So out on pits, and remember, one of our team momentum drivers, they lost a toter on the way here. It caught fire, and didn't you give somebody a helmet?
I did. Nathan Parker, he needed a helmet, and I just, was passing by and was letting them know, I'm sorry that happened, and they were like, yeah, and we lost all of our race gear. Another team came in, and Jason Watt actually got him the neck restraint, a fire suit. My helmet is my race helmet that I always travel with, and I gave it to him. Yes, and it worked out great. It's just sad, that they just lost their toter home as well, but it's racing.
And look at that. So that's Casey Gilbert. He'll be racing later on today. He's got a grinder out there. They're trying to cut whatever that is. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a sway bar, but they're trying to cut it out so it doesn't mangle up, get caught up in the steering, because it could catch a rut and go underneath the car and really tear up some more stuff. So they're trying to get it off there and keep it going. Yeah. Oh, there's a great shot of the steering right there too, because this actually has a gearbox in that car.
And it looks like they were trying to wrench it to get it off, but they're having to cut.
So it's just awesome. The AMSOIL hot pits are a lot of fun right now. It's great to see. So they're going to check it out. So the AMSOIL hot pits are exciting. We got the race started, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll have a lot more racing action coming up right after this.
no matter what, it's never an easy event, and it never will be, and that's what makes King of the Hammers King of the Hammers. Tire choice is everything. I mean, to have a tire that's reliable and consistent and drives well out in the desert, but yet when we get to these crazy rock sections, still has grip, it performs, and we can hit these sharp, jagged edge rocks and not have a problem. is what we need, and the Rockzillas definitely are second to none when it comes to the UTV tires. It just speaks traction. It's got big lugs hanging off the side. It's got big lugs down the side of the sidewall of the tire. If you're going to look for something that makes traction and is going to grip in rocks and dirt and everything, you look at a Rockzilla and go, man, that thing looks like it's going to do the job right there.
Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. It's been a great deal. We just missed Cody St. Clair come through for his first lap, heading out on lap number 2. And there's Brian Tripp heading up the Spider Tracks backstretch as we speak. Lots of great action all over the course. It's been a great race today, and it's been a lot of fun. But I've got a special guest with me. Caden Hunt has joined me here in the Project X booth. How much fun you having?
It's a lot of fun. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, so Caden Hunt's here, and the Hunt name, you guys recognize that. Chad Hunt's been racing with us for a very long time. That's your dad?
Yep.
How old are you, 19 years
19,
old?
yep.
That's awesome to see. So, again, the future of our sports here. Chad's been racing with us for a long time now. His son's out here for his first race with Ultra 4, and since it was your first race, the first race is on us. If you have never raced Ultra 4, your entry fee is waived for your first race to kind of get you hooked, get you a shot behind the scenes, see what you think of it. Obviously, you've been around in the pits for quite a while, but as a racer, how do you feel about it?
Oh, it's great. First race, it went pretty smooth. I was going along until I hit a tree, but we finished, broke a lower control arm right at the top of the hill, right before the finish line. I was kind of bummed, but we got across it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about, is making it happen. You've been racing a little bit of Trek, if I remember right, and you're just, kind of getting your feet wet, and then you built that little razor. Your dad's helped you.
Yep.
He said he made you buy it. He said he co-signed for it and said, hey, you're not getting handed anything.
No.
But he's been helping you in the garage.
Yeah.
Have you rode with him much in the big car? Because he's got a Miller Motorsports 4400 car he'll be racing later on this afternoon.
I've done a Trek race with him, but that's it. I'm hoping I can get in there for one of the Ultra 4 races.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And now you're gonna come to some of these races, right?
Yep.
If your dad's racing, are you racing?
Yep, that's the plan.
I love it. Again, the future of the sports here. We got the 170s. We saw them race last night, and now the young guns like Caden Hunt here, 19 years old out there. How cool is it to be on the course at the same time with Kyle Cheney, with the Greaves, with Paul Wolf? I mean, it was a stacked field. How cool was it?
It was pretty cool. I liked it.
Did you get a pass anybody fun, or did you get passed by somebody? You're like, wow, that guy was on a mission.
I got passed by Kyle Cheney towards the end, and he was cooking.
So I was talking to somebody last night, and they call him the ghost back in the day, because once he passes you, he just disappears.
Yeah, he definitely disappeared.
And he says they just kind of dance through the woods. And were you able to pick up any of his lines or anything like that?
I tried to keep up with him, but it was just so dusty.
You just let him go.
I just let him go.
Well, that's great to hear. And again, I just love that you're out here racing with us. So yesterday it was extremely dry. It was dusty.
Yeah.
Well, now you see how wet it is.
Yeah.
Would you have rather it rained a little bit, or did you like the dust, or would you like the mud?
It's a mix of both. I don't like a lot of dust, and I don't like a lot of mud.
Yeah. So I'm right there on the same. Oh, there's Jesse Oliver coming down the Yukon launch right there, and look how dirty it is. And like you said, I think the course is starting to come together.
Yeah.
But I'm just like you. I don't like it dusty, but I don't like it muddy. I want it perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we're off-road racing. It never happens, right?
No, never.
But I really think for your dad later on today for the 4400 race, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing out there. I think this track is really going to come to its own, because the backstretch, you can't water it at all.
No.
Well, it got watered last night, so I think it's going to turn out to be a great deal. And look, we got the machine up there getting them on there, trying to keep everybody safe and sound. So that's Jesse Schumann coming through the Spider Tracks backstretch. So we just saw the excavator up there. So this last hill right now, obviously the camera never does it justice. How steep is that? I came down there marking course. It's steep.
It's pretty. It got more worn in as the race went on. It got steeper and steeper. There was one guy, he rolled over there unfortunately, but they sent us around him, and right at the top of the hills when my lower control arm broke, and they were all stopping me up there, telling me not to go down, but I came this far. I didn't want to end it there. So.
And you're only 100 feet from the end. You're
Yeah.
like, I want to finish this lap because if I don't cross the timer, I don't get counted for this lap. I didn't drive 7.5 miles to get docked the lap.
Yeah, I was gonna finish whether it ended good or bad.
What position did you end up in yesterday?
I finished 9th for stock class.
For your first race, 9th, and it was a stacked field.
Yeah, it was.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the start yesterday? Because obviously today it's one at a time every 30 seconds. You guys were 2 at a time every 20 seconds.
Yeah,
that start was wild.
It was pretty crazy the first few laps. We were all there bunched together, and there was a little traffic jam. We all had to go around, but yeah, it got better as the race went on. Wasn't so crowded and dusty.
Yeah, it kind of started spreading out. So obviously your dad's here racing this afternoon, so you'll definitely be in the pits helping with that.
I'll be in the pits.
What other races are you anticipating hitting this year?
I want to go to Visions for sure. We race at Pennsylvania this year?
Yes, we do.
Hopefully Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. That's
yeah.
not too far from you.
Yep. Whatever he goes to, I'll be.
That's what I'm talking about. That was Jeff Martin, I believe, cruising through. Well, Caden Hunt, always a pleasure having you out here.
Yep.
I've seen you in the pits a few times. It was great to meet you. I love your family and the whole team Indiana. You can't get much better than that. I mean, that is the pinnacle of Ultra 4 racing, as everybody comes together to have fun. So, again, a pleasure having you in here in the booth with me, and it's been a lot of fun. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get to some more racing action with lots more to come right after this.
When it comes to suspension tuning, there's only one name we trust: Double E Racing. Double E Racing. We help build champions.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. We are hot and heavy during the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We have Jesse Oliver, Ryan Taylor, Dwayne Carrickson, Ryan Webb, Woody Rose, Cody St. Clair, and Brian Trimp just crossed over. And there's a great shot of Sean Reisky, who had the issue. And you were able, while I was talking to Kate, you were able to go out and talk to Chip. And what happened to Reisky?
I would rather him tell you when he comes in to interview with you, but what happened is he ended up having to back up, and once he started backing up, he started almost barrel rolling, and he ended up in the trees. So Chip will be able to tell you he actually saw it. We did not see it on camera, but tough break for Sean Reisky for sure, being out in that number one position this morning.
And that was Dwayne Garrettson we just saw on the Spider Track stock class, going through our physical race leader and obviously leading the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. We're trying to keep everything safe and sound. Got the excavator up there. Devin and his team has been doing amazing work all week, helping us, groom the camping areas and our hospitality spots. And then obviously helping us groom the race course and getting the America Pro rock bouncing hills just to our left. He got those all cleared up last night. So we're going to have a lot of action yet to come.
And that is such a steep hill right there. Great driving by the heavy equipment operators out there, because that's a skill that I would not want to do, because I'm afraid of hills and heavy equipment like that for sure.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an art. He's making it happen. Oh, there was Ryan Webb, I believe, heading up the Spider Track's back stretch. And look at the sun. It's starting to dry this track out. So I think the first couple laps were slow, but I think we're going to really start picking up the pace. I'm excited to see Dwayne Garrettson's first lap, his second lap. His first lap was just over 30 minutes. I think he can shave off a few minutes off of that. So this is the race line start finish just to the right of your screen. The blow up is there. And we're still trying to recover Sean Reisky. I wonder if his car is okay, if he's going to be able to keep going, because to be on that pole position and then have that tough break on that first lap is definitely a bummer. But we are still missing a few of our cars out there. Justin Barth has not came through. Troy Digby, Jeff Martin, Bob Humachek, and Jesse Schumann still have not completed their first lap. So they're out on course struggling a little bit. Hopefully to see them come through.
And we do have somebody in the Amsoil hot pits right there. The drone is above right now. You might have already called who was in there, but I can't quite see what the car number is.
Is that Jesse Oliver? Is he still in the pits?
I thought that before we went to break, he was backing up to go get on to race course, but that could be him. I think that is where he was pitted earlier.
So we are about 53 minutes into this hour and a half plus a lap. That is Brian Trent that is in the Amsoil hot pits now. Thanks to our production crew for giving me this shot. So Brian Tripp is in the pits checking something out. And again, all hands on deck. Everybody's over there helping everybody, making sure everything's going. There's the North Shore Raceworks team. They'll be racing later on this afternoon as well. And the sun is coming out. It's going to be a beautiful day out here in Rush, Kentucky.
Yes, I was just out there, and it is beautiful out there right now. It's warming up just a little bit. We're going to have a high today around 62 or 3, I believe, which is not anything like it was yesterday, but it's going to be a gorgeous day out there. As you can see, like you're saying, the sun is up. It's going to dry out some of that mud. The puddles, I don't think the puddles are going to really dry out too much because of the puddles.
When we got here last weekend, it was dry, and there's still a lot of nasty, deep puddles out there. But look at that shot. It's great. You can see the two tracks where the rain has been washing down all night, so it's still a little slick in certain situations.
And I believe that was Miss Karen. She's out working course for us, and she was at the right of the screen there.
So if that was her, that was Trail 69 area. We have our drone kind of flying around, and right here is the America Pro Rock shootout tonight. That's going to be a wild one to watch.
It's always so exciting to watch. The first time I ever actually saw it in person was here.
There's Woody Rose coming through screen in the Spider Track stock class. So we'll see where he comes through when he hits the timer here in just a little bit. But these cars are fighting through the mud. Man, we're only going to have maybe 3 or 4 laps. That's going to be wild.
It's definitely a lot slower than projected this morning. But we do have Jesse Oliver that did do a 27:59 lap, so we'll see if he picks it up a little bit more because of the track getting a little bit worn in and maybe a little bit less slippery in some of the areas.
But
he could be taking off some of that time.
Don't forget we saw Jesse Oliver in the pits also,
yes.
So this lap will be 5 to 10 minutes slower. Looks like they were... So they are wiring up the fans on the back, it looks like. So maybe they got some mud or some water in some of these sections.
I have a question for you. Is there a way...
So the Amsoil Hot Pits is going strong as we're watching Brian Trimp, who's part of the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. There is Jesse Oliver. We saw him heading back out for another lap. He's in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. As they're cruising up and over the Spider Tracks backstretch. Oh, driver or co-driver is out of the car.
Looks like they're just cleaning off the mud. That is the worst right there. The mud is sticky. You know, you have to get out and put a lot of water on it. As you can see, that's what they're doing.
So that's Rick. No, that's Colin Morlock, I believe. Brian Trimp's co-driver. So lots of action in the Amsoil Hot Pits. And there I saw some of Rufus Racing Team over there checking everybody out, making sure everybody's okay. Everybody is here to help everybody. I love the teamwork. There's a great shot of the merchandise trailer. There's the Nitto Warn race line. And the crowd is going to be great tonight and this afternoon. The more and more people will be pouring in here for the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash.
You can see the food trucks over there to the right. I had a funnel cake from one of them last night. It was so good.
Yeah, we had barbecue last night, thanks to the Robinettes and Ultra 4 USA, did a driver's appreciation dinner. It was a lot of fun to catch up with a lot of old faces and a lot of new faces here at Ultra 4 USA.
And that's something that, talking to the drivers that have been here, they're so excited to see so many new faces out here because the sport is just growing. The sport is growing bigger and bigger. You know, our UTV class being as large as it was yesterday, and that's the largest, you know, fastest growing class in any motorsports that has UTVs. So the new faces, it is exciting to see them. You know, the new spectators that are out here. It's just going to make this whole entire sport just grow even more.
Yeah, last year I believe we had 82 entrants, and this year we have 106. So what's that, 25% growth over last year? It's absolutely amazing. And like you were saying, that UTV class is really blowing up. I love seeing that. So it looks like Brian Trimp is back out, heading up the Brannick bump. Taking that center section, it'll be fun to see. This is super slick, a little bit of horsepower, and makes us. And look, we're already seeing a little bit of dust.
Yes. Exactly.
So far, so good. It's been a great morning of racing. Yesterday, we started off with qualifying. And, here's a Trent Fab car. Looks like Ryan Taylor. And look at him just coming down this hill. Yes, that is Ryan Taylor in that Trent Fabrication car. He'll take a hard left and click off another lap. So Ryan Taylor is now our new adjusted time leader. He was our national champion last year for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class in that Trent Fab car, and he's really pushing strong. There's Dwayne Garrettson. He was leading this race, so Ryan Taylor did good around Dwayne Garrettson. They are in two separate classes, so Dwayne Garrettson is our physical leader in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. He's trying to find his line. He kind of slid a little far down that hill, possibly. Trying to get lined up so he can make his turn to head on down.
And you know how much mud is sticking in between the tread of the tires.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, a little sideways.
Gonna catch that tree? Nope, he does. He gets on down. That shows you how slick the side, how steep and slick this side. Man, this is great. So the physical race leader is Ryan Taylor and in his class. And then Dwayne Garrettson is leading his class as well. Dwayne Garrettson has won the last 2 years in a row, and it's looking good for him. Getting a little crossed up here. So that's a little ski jump there, but he's checking up for it.
It seems like he's been checking up a lot on these little iffy areas, which I would too. I mean, right now he's in a good position. He's in first place. I would definitely want to make sure, first place in his class, but I would make sure I'm doing whatever I can just to finish this race.
Brian Trimp making it up, Trail 69. This is that little rock crawl section. They got his fans. Hopefully they're still spinning. Looks like they're having some electrical issues of some sort.
And that's what we were talking about earlier was, the water or the mud getting stuck in areas and with having the fan issues and the overheating issues. And look at that, it's going sideways.
Ryan Webb. Oh, man, this is getting a little crossed up.
That is a tight right turn for them because they've been pre-running the other line. But what I was saying earlier, the mud's getting stuck in the tread of the tires too. That is just another, basically a ski for them, a rotating ski,
Yeah,
and it makes it more slippery.
Sometimes they'll want to get it out on an open stretch right here and really open it up and fling some of that mud out of the treads. Remember, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, you can have 2.5 shocks per corner, mechanical steering, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire, and front-mounted engine. And then the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Whoa, we got somebody
no.
got tumbled over.
And I'm not quite sure who that is, but they just went down and it caught and went sideways and rolled.
We just saw Ryan Taylor and Ryan Webb getting a little crossed up, or Dwayne Garrettson, and now somebody tipped over. So now we have. So this is Sean Reisky still on our left. So now we have both lanes blocked off. Wow! So he didn't even make it to the preferred line. So now he's just at the bottom of that straight drop off. So man, it is absolutely slick. Oh, he missed the top.
That is the 1470.
That's Jeff Martin,
yes.
if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so there's no other way around this one, but this should be a pretty quick recovery. So we'll hopefully get him righted real quick.
You can see Tripp. See how slick and steep it is. I mean, Tripp is up there, and he's having issues. He's got to get towards the top because he'll have to, yellow flag that. Now, did you notice that Sean Reisky has his car on? So
well, he's got lights on. Is it running or not? We're not quite sure.
All right.
There's Woody Rose coming through. So we'll have to.
They've already got a different route going for our drivers. And look how steep that one is. And now see,
That's a great shot right here.
Look at that. It's so slippery. Oh, my goodness.
Well, he made it down. Woody Rose is still moving strong. And
I'm going to have to say that alternate line actually is a better setup for that turn right there that he just had to go down because the other one being plugged up. That one is more of a straight shot line, especially in this mud, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. And look how he blows that corner. It's still super slick out there. There's Jesse Oliver still moving, so he'll be crossing another lap over.
So we have Ryan Taylor actually has the fastest lap right now at a 27:40.
And there's Ryan Webb at trail 69. So, yeah, let's go through this. Ryan Taylor in the Legends class out front. Then it's Jesse Oliver got ahead of Dwayne Garrettson on adjusted time. So let's go through the Legends class real quick. Ryan Taylor out front. Then Ryan Webb. Then Woody Rose. And then the 4500 class is Jesse Oliver and Dwayne Garrettson. And so that's there's only 2 on the lead lap for 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified, and there's 3 on the lead lap for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So where is Cody St. Clair, Brian Trimp, Sean Reisky, Justin Barth, Troy Digby? We just saw Jeff Martin. He's tumbled over up top. Bob Humanchik and Jesse Schumann.
Well, we know where Sean Reisky is. He's right there. I see his co-driver is out. It looks like he handed him his helmet. He's probably more than likely just going to back his car down this hill. He does have the lights on. Get it back down and see what happens from here.
That's Rick Murray, the co-driver. He'll be racing with Chad Hunt later on this afternoon. So he got almost a full lap of checking everything out.
Talk about going 98%, right? I would say that was 99%.
That's when we were talking to fellow Caden Hunt, part of Team Indiana right there. He was in the booth with us. He was saying that's where he broke, but he was able to limp it across the start.
You can see the yellow flag waving. We have another car coming down. Oh,
that is
look
Cody
at that.
St. Clair. That is super steep. Hopefully he can back up. This is a great shot. Whoa, this is a little sketchy area, though.
I have to say, this is when you know, come on, Cody. When in
right
doubt, throttle out.
That's exactly. You saw his wheels turn left. He blipped the throttle to try to get it lined up, and he did a perfect job coming down there. And look, I think the car's starting to set a little lower with all the extra mud on there. That's going to mess with the suspension.
That's exactly what you just said, Miles, is the weight. This mud is heavy. I mean, I'm walking through it with my shoes, and I have so much mud on the bottom of my shoes, it's like glue. I can feel a difference just in my shoes. But there we have Jesse Oliver right there, and here we have Sean Reisky backing down to get off the race course area.
So Sean Reisky is getting on course, and obviously he's running and driving. We'll see if they keep going. So it looks like Sean Rice is going to leave Rick Murray. And that's Ryan Taylor. So there's a great shot of the Brannick bump. There's about 4 lanes going through there. And there is Sean Reisky heading into the Amsoil hot pits as co-driver's walking through. So they're going to give a good shakedown of the car. There's Justin Barth. We were just talking about him. Haven't seen him, but he is back and moving. So the attrition's really starting to set in. We'll see how this race comes along. We are an hour and 7 minutes into this hour-and-a-half race plus a lap. So we'll probably get the leaders through one more time, I'll bet. Yes, I mean, some of these, so that obstacle we just saw, when you get to the top, you know it's going to be slick. Those eyeballs are wide open, and they're nervous, excited, I'll bet. So are they going to change a tire? There's Stan Brannick, Mr. Brannick Motorsports himself in the pits, helping everybody out, supporting his fellow racers, and that's what the Ultra 4 family is all about. There is Team Indiana, and look at the army they bring. They're here to help everybody. I absolutely love it.
And the co-driver's name up there for Sean, I can't remember what you said his name was, but you could see him just now. They must have hit a tree or something on his side because they were bending his window net back. So it looks like what they're doing, they're going to change some tires, make sure the car is good, and get him back out on race course.
And there's the Texas kid, Cody St. Clair. Oh, there's Dwayne Garrison, the leader Jesse Oliver and him are battling for the lead for the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axis modified class as he went down the Yukon launch. Here's Trail 69, back to Cody St. Clair. I see moving up there. Is that a safety vehicle? Is that another race car?
I see a yellow flag waving, so it more than likely is going to be another race car.
And it's steep. It's slick. And that is Bob Humanchuk, I believe. Haven't seen him for a little bit. Steer left, gas. He saved it.
Oh, that makes me like nervous.
It is sketchy on that little downhill. Yes, that's the 216 of Bob Humanchuk with Chuck twinning riding shotgun, heading out for another lap. So our physical race leader, I believe, is still Ryan Taylor, and then Jesse Oliver and Dwayne Garrison are battling close for that next class. Remember, we are racing 2 separate classes at the same time. There's Bob clicking along, passing the Amsoil hot pits.
Oh, his door's flapping open. I bet he doesn't even realize that.
He probably clicked a tree a little bit ago. As he'll head up the Brannick bump as we speak, he'll take a left. There's about 3 or 4 lanes here. The further right you go, the easier it is. So he's going all the way right, which is the easiest trail. It's a little bit longer, but he's just going to finish. The attrition's definitely setting in. He wants to make this final lap. There's Ryan Webb coming down the Yukon launch.
And that's very steep as well, too, but that's straight rock. There's not really a lot of mud like that we're seeing on the other hills that are closer to our home base here to the finish line. But it is definitely a very steep area.
And there's Chad Hunt with all smiles. He was dumping some oil in there, and we saw his son Caden Hunt here in just a little bit. Had him in booth just a little bit ago, and Chad Hunt will be out on the course for the 4,400 race here after just a little bit.
And that's a team right there. That is a teamwork makes the dream work.
And look, they're crawling back in. So Sean Reisky and Rick Murray are going to head out for another lap. So we're going to see what happens, but we're going to take a quick break with more racing action yet to come. Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. I am Miles Hasquist, and joining me in the booth is Chip Happens, Mr. Chip McLaughlin. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Looks like I'm doing better than some of these guys out on the track right now.
Yeah, so we're watching Sean Reisky right now, getting ready to head out for a lap. We didn't see the roll, but you did, so kind of run us down what you saw out there on course.
Yeah, the two downhills right here before the finish.
They're slick.
It's really slick. So he came down the first one, got a little slideways, as you would say.
Got a little crossed up.
Got crossed up, went over to go to the second downhill. He missed it, had to back up, and he tried to spin the front end around to point downhill. Well, when he did that, the whole car went off the ledge.
So he's he didn't know exactly where it was on the ledge, and when he went to back up, he just fell right off the side.
Well, there's also a big mud hole, so he slid. He was in reverse. He barrel rolled one down, tried to drive out of it like the rock bouncers do, and ended up against that tree.
But it didn't look like there's too much wrong with the car, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think he's about either out right on.
Yeah, well, we just
course
saw him.
now.
He's about to take off, hopefully.
So they've got him going. I don't think the car was hurt, but they had to get the excavator up there and get him out. So.
And then you were also talking about mile marker 7. There's Sean Reisky and Rick Hunt right now heading out. So great to see them. Tough break, but I'm glad to see them get at least another lap in. And then right around race mile 7, you said there's some issues.
Yeah, Cody St. Clair called it in, so we called it in through Weatherman. But at mile marker 7, there's a bottleneck with cars that you're having to go around.
And I believe that's the really steep 3 section where you're going up. So they're going to have to put those Warren winches to work. And just like the King of the Hammers days, once somebody has issues up here, you need to help that guy so you can get around also. Because if you don't help him get out of your way, you're sitting here.
Yeah, and that's a good thing about the sport. We always talk about you go help everybody else because if they finish, you finish. And you're going to return the favor. Like, out at Hammers, you get pulled out. You're going to go down the trail, and you're going to have to
get the next person.
So it's give and take, and, I'd rather be helping somebody than sitting in the car waiting for it to clear.
Yeah, so yesterday was super dusty. Today it's a little muddy. You have any game plan to keep the mud off your windshield, or what do you got going on?
Yeah, I called Dougie Fresh on the way up, and he heard it was going to be muddy, so he gave me some Dougie Fresh advice.
Oh, this could be scary. I don't know where we're going here.
He told me to go to AutoZone and get some windshield wiper fluid. Well, we don't carry windshield wiper fluid, so I was kind of confused. And he said, well, you drink it, and it keeps your eyes lubricated.
So you're going to drink windshield washer fluid, so when you blink, it just kind of comes out?
Yeah. Keep your eyes moisturized.
Like Dougie Fresh, and sounds like yourself as well.
I got to stay out of the trees somehow. So.
I think you're going to kiss some trees.
Oh, we're going to hit some trees. I just hope it doesn't break the car and flip us over. But I'm hoping these guys in the 4800 class and 45,
blow the top off.
Yeah. So it's starting to tack up out there. Actually, on the hill climb just coming out of here, it's already dusty.
Yeah, I saw the top. It dusted up just a little bit. So we'll see how it shakes out. So dust yesterday, mud today, but I really think your course is going to come. And there's Sean Reisky on Trail 69. Yeah. Great to see him moving strong. Doesn't look like he had too many issues with his car.
No, and, if they can keep it in between the trees, it sounds like they're doing okay. I think it's Jesse Oliver. He's running it without a winch because he broke it yesterday in qualifying in his little long
when he tumbled? Oh,
so that's the bottom of the first drop.
There's Jesse Schumann coming down on that full-size Bronco, so that's a lot of weight coming down. Oh,
so
he saved her.
What he's coming down right now is that got developed yesterday during the UTV class. So both downs right now are legal the whole time,
and they're tricky.
Yeah, and they're tricky. So I think they're trying to spin him around to use the winch to flip him over because they can't get that excavator up there.
And I believe that was
this is not. This is kind of what happened earlier. If you get out of those ruts, you can see the mud up there. You're just going to go sliding down that hill.
Wow. And this is super off camera. I was riding across here earlier this week when it's dry, and it was a little bit sketchy.
It was slippery dry yesterday.
And look how great these drone operators are doing. We're in the trees, and they're dodging limbs to bring you this amazing race action. And Jesse Schumann, he's going to... is he going to back up? He's going to throttle out. So if I was him right now, I'd probably take a left and go up that hill and try to back up and turn around.
Well, what I think he's trying to do is they're lining up maybe to winch that flipped-over car over.
Nope, there he goes. He's trying to get the front end whipped around.
So
now he's on the traditional run.
Yeah, what he just did is didn't go the same way.
So that's exactly what Trent tried to do, and that's when he started barrel rolling.
So it's kind of deceiving up there. It's slippery. We have a little bit bigger tire. Maxxis, we're going to run the Maxxis Treps. Great sponsor.
Put some traction to the ground?
Yeah, we actually tried putting some 42s on, but we got some clearance issues, so we're running the 40s. But, I'm happy to have those Treps today. mounted on those Vision wheels, so they're great sponsors for us.
Oh, he should have hit that harder. Or
Oh, he got the drum.
He got the drum.
He gets 2 points.
Uh,
But yeah, this right here, I think this is Trail 69. The line is straight, but from looking at what I'm seeing right now, I don't know if you can make it up that center line. Yesterday, when
we saw a couple people try it and they couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I see your eyes are watering a little bit. So
I told you it works.
That windshield washer fluid's coming out already.
He comes up with some good ideas.
That was Ryan Taylor. I believe that's our physical race leader back there on the Spider Tracks backstretch.
So when it was Sean that flipped right there in first, I think.
Yeah, Sean Reiske's the one that was upside down.
He had over a 10-minute lead, I think.
I think you're probably about right. He was really moving fast, but it bit him. There's Justin Barth. We saw him stopped early, and now he must be in the Amsoil Hot Pits.
I know
There's
he was
Anthony Outriding shotgun. He'll be doing some rock bouncing later on this evening.
Yeah. They, I think they were right around a mile marker 7. They had some issue right at the beginning. I don't know what was going on at the top up there, but they got it going. And if anybody can make something work in the middle of the woods, it's Yount. So it's a good co-driver to have.
Looks like all 4 of the Nitto tires are holding up. Not worried about that. It's probably something electrical with all the wet and mud out there.
There's going to be a lot of water out there today. We got those pre-crossings. Some of those mud holes, they're 3-4 feet deep. You can go off in them. So some of these front-engine cars, I hope their intakes are covered. And
did you do anything special for yours? Or yours is in the cab, maybe?
Mine's actually behind me, up above my head. So we're rear engine. And
so with a head like yours, you got the whole thing blocked.
Yeah, it does turbulence going in there. It makes it's like that ram air.
There's
effect.
Dwayne Garrettson on the Spider Tracks backstretch. And
good.
it's starting to tack up back there. This course, I think it's going to be almost perfect for you guys. Obviously, the ruts and the mud holes will have water, but I think the rest of the course is going to really come to light with the sun coming out.
Well, it's going to be a little deceiving, I think. So it's going to dry out some, so it's going to give you that confidence that everything's tacked up, and then you get into a place like here that's wet, trying to drive like it's dry, and then you end up on your lid.
Yeah, you'll be pinballing through here, just like Jesse Schuman's coming up Trail 69. Ooh, he hit that rock pretty hard with the wheel. Saw a little white dust puff up, but it looks like whatever kind of wheel he's got must be a race line holding up strong.
Yes, sir. We all did an amazing job on this track. I like this track. Even with the conditions that we have right now, it's still a whole lot of fun.
I believe that was Sean Reisky coming down the Yukon launch, so he's still moving strong. He was upside down for a little bit, but still trucking along.
Yeah, and so did y'all talk about, I think Peanut got, not our Peanut, but the Rush Peanut is what we call him. I think one of them got up there in the excavator and uprighted him, but he can still go because the officials are the ones that helped flip him over, not spectators.
Yeah, Sean Reisky did go into the Amsoil Hot Pits. They got him going. There's Ryan Webb coming through in the Amsoil Hot Pits. That was Justin Barth. But yeah, safety crew or fellow competitors can help the cars on track. It is a no-chase race, but obviously that was a safety concern, so we stepped in and helped them ride it.
Yeah, they got a lot of safety crew up there. There's been some new lines developed up there in the past 30, 45 minutes.
There was a Woody Rose heading through.
So, yeah, I'm excited to get out there. It rained pretty good here last night.
Okay, so here's a great shot. Here's Brian Trimp coming through. So hopefully this drone can chase him through there. They'll be taking a hard left, and that's that super steep, super slick section. This is going to be fun to see. We'll see if that drone can catch him or not, but it's looking good. These drone pilots are absolutely amazing, bringing you some of the best coverage from the middle of Rush, Kentucky.
Yeah, so he's going to the bypass, and you can get a little bit of a visual on how steep this is. That's about a 45-degree angle coming down where he is right now. That
so it's
line
off
is actually,
camber and downhill.
Right. This one's actually steeper than the original path we were taking, but it's straight, and it doesn't have – there's 2 bumps.
And he almost went too far, but he saved it.
So you just turn it and go down.
So Brian Trimp, that was a great little save there, pushing strong. Great driving by him.
But that's part of this race. We go as hard as we can. King of the Hammers, you're driving 80, 90%. If not, you're going to, you won't podium. This race, you're going to have to back it off. I got in my head yesterday during qualifying, so I'm starting towards the back, which is in this type of race, I'd much rather be that.
Yeah, I mean,
and
you'll
go hunt people
have
down.
adjusted time on your side this time. So we are at an hour and 22 minutes of an hour and a half. So the white flag will be coming out soon, right around that hour and a half mark or so. And then it'll be one more lap to go, and we'll see who can bring home that checkered flag. Right now, I believe it's Ryan Taylor out front in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and then Jesse Oliver in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. So a lot of great racing yet to come as Brian Tripp motors up the Brannick Hill.
It's amazing the difference between the times yesterday and today. You know, the UTVs ran an hour and a half. They got, 8 laps in?
Yeah,
7, 8 laps.
Turning a 16 to 18 was pretty average on the fast guys, and now we're right around that half-hour mark. What is the fastest lap? It is a 27:40 set by
Cody got
Ryan
a 25.
Taylor.
Cody St. Clair. We got
Yes, Cody St. Clair with a 25:12. Wow.
So, yeah, I'm going to guess the 4400 is going to be around the 20 mark is what I'm going to guess.
Yeah, we were assuming the UTVs would be faster because they're more tight and nimble, and now you added in the less traction. So, yeah, I think the 20-minute mark will be pretty average for the fast guys, and you'll probably be around that half-hour mark or so.
I just hope I'm not in here with you during the 4400
Yeah,
class.
no doubt. No, all good fun. I love giving you a hard time. Chip McLaughlin, the class clown of Ultra 4 is what I like to call you.
Yeah, he's got there's something spewing out there.
Well, it looks like he's just rinsing some stuff off. So we got a lot of action yet to come. The white flag will be coming out here very soon. Chip McLaughlin, always a pleasure having you in there. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more racing action. Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. Looks like somebody's coming through. Is that Ryan Webb, possibly? That may have been Dwayne Garrettson, I apologize. So Dwayne Garrettson and Ryan Taylor out on another lap, and the white flag will be coming out very soon. So I think next time around for our leaders, it will be the white flag.
And I can't tell if that one is Woody Rose or not.
That is
Yes,
Woody
it
Rose.
is.
Woody Rose has a spare tire. Ryan Taylor does not. So that's the way I'm telling those two apart.
Perfect.
Because they're both Trent fabrication cars. They work amazing, but they look identical, especially when they're both brown.
That was right there. That was just a frozen screen. But here we are. Cannot tell. That's the
That's
717.
Ryan Webb.
Yes, it is. The 717.
Another
There we
Jimmy's
go.
chassis car as he's blasting through the trees coming down. And it just goes to show you just kind of find those ruts and figure it out. And look, you got a little bit of green on there, so he must have been hitting some brush through the trees at some point.
We'll have to see later on in the 4400s because every time we come here and race, the Blyler's cars seem to not have mud on them. They have some kind of product that they use that just it makes it not stick.
Yeah, back in the roundy round days, I remember hearing mud off, where you kind of spray that on the side of the car and it's kind of a greased up. I don't know if it's WD-40 based or whatnot.
That's Jesse Oliver right there.
You kind of tell that car a little bit apart because it's a little bit shorter wheelbase, but he's in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class, so he will be crossing the line as we speak. So he is overall on adjusted time winning this race. So Jesse Oliver, he was even in the hot pits for a little bit, so he has really turned it up. So Jesse Oliver in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class on adjusted time is winning this race overall. And then Dwayne Garrison is second in that class. And in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, it's Ryan Taylor, then Woody Rose.
And speaking of Woody Rose, he's right there in the pits getting something worked on. I don't know if they changed a tire or if they're just having an issue with something.
I assume they're changing the tire, and that would make the second tire for Woody. So tough break for that. But, hey, these rocks, you can't see them. And when you're just bouncing through those little rock sections, you're catching the sidewall on some of these situations. There's Dwayne Garrison coming up, trail 69.
And it looks like Woody Rose actually has the fastest lap time so far at a 23:37 so far of this race.
That's pretty impressive.
They're getting closer to your 20-minute marker.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's going to get faster throughout the day, especially this next race with the 4400 class. Bigger tires, bigger suspension, unlimited horsepower, and it's going to be a better track. So we got another car coming down. That looks like Cody St. Clair. I think I can tell his car with that shark fin on the top.
That's how I've been marking it as well. And he had to do a little bit of a backup right there. They are waving him down that line. They're kind of avoiding the original line right now. They're just sending him all down this line because of that.
Interesting. So it must just be safer that way. Well, look at these cars, all the mud. It is absolutely insane out here. But it's better than the dust, some people would say. There's Ryan Webb on screen.
And speaking of, being safe, that was a question actually in the drivers' meeting the other day because everybody knew that, the rain was supposed to happen or whatever. And so they were asking about any, alternate lines if it is for a safety reason. And obviously they have done that.
And here we go. There's Cody St. Clair getting ready to hit the Brannick Hill. We'll see what line he takes. Like I said, the most prefers that center line. The further right, the easier it gets. And with the mud, he's going to take the kind of right center line. So that's a good run right there.
I haven't really seen very many people use that run today. They've been either using the one that was right there to the left or the very, very far right one.
So when I was marking course, I would take the line he just took. Is there a car broke down right there?
There is a car stop right there.
Couldn't quite tell who was that. Couldn't quite tell who that was. It was a white car. That may have been Bob Humanchuk. So right here on your right is where Cody St. Clair will buzz right back out. So there's the drop down. Oh, is that Justin Barth? It looks like Justin Barth, and that's where he was stuck earlier today. We saw him in the pits a little bit. I see somebody's arm out the window, so I believe that is Justin Barth stuck again. Bummer. Oh, we got another one upside down.
Looks like
that is Jeff Martin, I believe. So this downhill is becoming really tricky for a lot of these cars.
That is the number 1470 of Jeff Martin. Unfortunate, man. This mud is really, really hurting us today. or hurting the drivers. Sliding down, you kind of catch a little bit of a rut. Well, there's really not any ruts, so for the most part, but that's what's going on is they're trying to back up and stuff, and you've been seeing them get a little bit sideways. And that is Sean Reisky right there. Back to the 1470 of Jeff Martin. They're going to get him hooked up, winched over, flipped back upright.
So last year it was Dwayne Garrettson who won. Second place was Jesse Oliver. Third place was Cody St. Clair. But right now Jesse Oliver is leading his class and overall. And it's always kind of a great conversation. Who's faster, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class or the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class? And right now Jesse Oliver is really putting the paces down.
And I think you were right, Miles. That was, it looked like it was Justin Barth stopped at the top of the hill where he was earlier. And as you were speaking, he ended up turning. It looked like he started going, but not, I think he was going a different route.
So maybe
not sure what's going on.
We saw him in the Amsoil Hot Pits just a couple hundred yards downhill from here, so he didn't make it very far out. I'm gonna guess it's some kind of electrical issue. And with all this mud and water, sometimes it's really hard to trace down. I mean, it's hard enough to find it in your nice shop. Is that a car on its side right there, possibly? Yeah, that's the overhead
that's the
of
hill.
Jeff Martin. Yep,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I see where we're at. So just at the bottom of our screen is where the start-finish line is. And look at that's where we were set up last year at the Horseshoe Hall right there. Now we're around the corner, and it's just look at everybody packed in here. This is a packed house for the 11th annual Race Line Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. I believe it's sold out once again for the 8th time in a row. EB and his entire crew. Peanut's been out here parking everybody and helping us, with everything. It's an amazing place out here. It's 7,000 acres with over 100 miles of trail systems. They are open 7 days a week. You can buy a day pass, a weekend pass, a season pass, and then on these big events, this is a special event.
And what's been amazing is, we had so much rain last night, and we get here this morning before we going live for everything, and we had mud holes underneath our awning over there where the Ultra 4 merchandise is. So what they do, they go, and EB has his crew bring out some gravel. They graveled the hole underneath the awning, trying to make it, good for everybody, so not everybody's standing around in the mud.
Yeah, just all of a sudden a dump truck and a skid steer shows up, and they made it really nice for us. It looks like they did get Jeff Martin righted, so hopefully he'll be all right. We got another car coming down and sliding all the way down almost. Is that Sean Reisky, I believe? Yes, it is. So he's going to be a little timid as he heads down here.
I would definitely be timid, 100% after that last lap. I believe the white flag will be out when Jesse Oliver, our physical race leader, comes around the next time. So we're at an hour and 35, an hour and a half through the race right now. So I think next time we see Jesse Oliver, our physical race leader, the white flag will come out. That'll be in the next, I'm going to guess, 15-ish minutes. Yes, Jesse Oliver has been running faster lap times every time he comes around. His last lap was a 24:25.
Well, and that's just because I think the course is starting to come together as well. He's learning the course, don't get me wrong, but I think it's starting to tack up in certain situations to where you had issues on your last lap. It's starting to really dry out.
Correct. Every single person has been picking up their time on every single lap. Sean Reisky, he was hauling the mail earlier, obviously had his mishap, but, he just pulled in a 28:46 on his lap just now.
I like to call these cars the Swiss Army knife of off-road. We race King of the Hammers, Crandon, Mid-America Outdoors up in Pennsylvania, right here in Kentucky, then over in Tennessee, Lake Havasu. We go over huge rocks, mountains, short course, jumps, tight trees, mud, dust, desert, whoops. These cars can do it all and do it all well.
You can see our safety crew still up there getting them all uprighted. Well, they're already uprighted, but get them all safe. Get their tow straps back in their vehicles. We'll see if he is going to be able to actually get moving again, but it doesn't quite look like he's ready to do that yet.
And that is Jeff Martin with his helmet off. So he's definitely taking his time. Bummed out. Sorry to see that. There's Cody St. Clair, the Texas kid, with Tyler Haggard riding shotgun.
His car is usually a bright white with blue, and it is definitely, I don't even see a speck of white on it today.
Back to that rollover of Jeff Martin. He is righted, but they don't look like they're in too much of a hurry, so he may be calling it. We're waiting for Jesse Oliver to come around. So, Pam, let's go over the leaderboard again. So, physically and on adjusted time out front is Jesse Oliver first place. And second place in the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class is Dwayne Garrison. And then the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class
is Woody Rose. And then in second, Ryan Taylor, number 53. And then we have Woody Rose in that third position, but second in the 4,800 Legends class.
That's pretty impressive. Remember, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com to have the same sheet we have, or the same website we have right here in the Project X booth.
And just look at the people. This is just one area. This is just where we're at. The other fingers is what I call it. There's little fingers of little valleys. There's so many people out here. It's just amazing to see, again, such a large crowd. I know I keep calling it fingers, and
but the locals, they call them hollers. The one over we were at last year was the Horseshoe Holler, and this is a new one they kind of developed, and it's really been a great spot for spectating. There's a great shot of the race line booth. The crowd's out there giving us a wave, having some fun, and it's only going to get better and better as the day goes on. There's the Warren booth. And don't forget, at 2:45-ish, right after we get the 4,400 class started, Greg with Raceline is going to be throwing out some Raceline swag. So be sure to be here on site for the 4,400 Unlimited class, the biggest and baddest names of our sport. There's Jesse Schumann heading up the Spider Tracks backstretch.
I was noticing when he came through earlier, the back end of his car, it looks like he's tagged some trees or something, because it's just completely cracked and it's going to be falling off.
Yeah, it's a full-size Bronco, but it looks like the bed sides are fiberglass.
Mm-hmm. There's so many trails out here to come riding, and like we keep saying, it's open 7 days a week, so you can come out and you can buy a day pass or you can buy a annually pass, and it's pretty cool. It would be a fun place to come out here and just do some trail riding.
Yeah, this place is absolutely. Oh, so Jeff Martin just fired up his engine, and that's when I was talking about earlier that the oil can kind of get past the rings on top of the piston, and it just smokes up, but it should clear out pretty quick. So I'm going to go through kind of some of our general rules here at Ultra 4 USA. Driver of record must start or finish each race. Drivers are allowed one substitute driver per season unless there's a medical issue. Driver must race the same car they qualify in or take a rear start. Minimum age is 16 years old unless the race director approves it. This is a no-chase race. Only Ultra 4 and Mid-America or Rush Safety Crew can help outside of fellow competitors. And competitors must stay within 50 feet center of course. So we'll see if Jeff Martin's going to be able to keep going or not. Because if Jesse Oliver grabs the white flag before he makes it through there, his race will be done. It's been a busy, busy day for the Ultra 4 USA safety crew out here. There's lots of action, and these drone pilots are awesome, giving us these great, great shots. And everybody, we got so many cameramen and women all over. We've got people in our ear. It takes an hour of people to, it takes a bunch of people to put this all together. A lot of work behind the scenes.
And that's Mr. Tripp right there. Mr. Tripp pulling up there with the yellow flag, helping us out up at the top of the hill. He'll be doing the rock bouncer with America Pro Rock later on.
And remember, this race course is 8 miles long. We have 11 either-ors, and look how thick these woods are. So we're doing everything we can to bring you the best live coverage we can.
I was just thinking, Miles, I don't know, my brain started going when you started talking about the drones, and we always talk about how the cameras don't do it justice. I wonder if the drones, and you're probably not going to know the answer, do like an elevation into where we could know the elevation climb. You know what I mean? Like as they're climbing up our hill, then we could know how far they go. You know what I mean?
I like that style. That'd be pretty wild to see.
It would be pretty cool because they're super steep.
That was Sean Reisky, I believe, coming down the Yukon launch. So our next race for Ultra 4 USA is going to be up in Montana. We're going to be racing with Yor, and that is going to be a super fun race. Make sure you tune in for that. I know you're heading to Wheatland next weekend. We've got so much going on. But
yes,
our second race for our second Ultra 4 race is a Western Series race up in Broadview, Montana with your Yellowstone Off-Road with Grizz and Aaron. That's going to be May 18th through the 21st, so be sure to tune in for that. And we have a lot of stuff to go, so make sure you go check out Mid-America Outdoors, Ultra 4 Racing USA, and check it all out. We've got a full season of everything going on. It's going to be wild. And let's talk about visions a little bit. We'll have Ultra 4. We'll have Nitro Rally. We'll have Nitro Cross. What else we got going on? The rodeo? I mean, so much.
The rodeo. We're going to have Barbie Jeep. We're going to have Pit Bike Challenge. Pastrana is going to be there with all of this. We already said the rally. It's going to be so exciting. I mean, you have the lazy river there. You have the restaurant. There's so much stuff at Mid-America that you can go do. The drivers talking to them, what's your next race? And they're like, oh, I'm going to Visions. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be a packed house. There's so much going on. It's more of an off-road destination than just a park. It's because I get to go to a lot of off-road parks. I've been lucky to do that, and it's by far the nicest amenities I've ever been to. So if you just want to come to spectate, that is the one to do. Obviously, the first one of the year is King of the Hammers. That's huge. Well, this is the biggest one in our neck of the woods. And the nicest facilities out there. You can bring your camper. You can rent cabins. Like you said, the restaurant, the Lazy River. You can do laundry. We got 2 power wash stations. I mean, there's just a little bit of everything there at Mid-America Outdoors, just outside of Jay, Oklahoma.
There's 2 outdoor bars. There's that restaurant. If you forget something, the Power Sports also has plenty of stuff. In the summertime, they actually sell bathing suits, sunscreen, everything, beach towels. The crew out there at Mid-America, they really make sure that when you go there, you don't have to leave. Everything is right there.
And there's a pro shop there, so if you forget your helmet or some gloves or a racing suit, they've got a lot of UTV parts there as well. I mean, they've just got a little bit of everything there at Mid-America Outdoors. It's really great to see it all come together. And speaking about big events, let's go to Nationals at Lake Havasu for Legends of the Fall. You do not want to miss this one. It'll be Ultra 4 USA, F1 boat racing, rodeo, National Music Acts, Nitro Circus, American Side-by-Side Takeover, and much, much more. Some of our crew was out there last week kind of doing a scout out, and we were chatting about it. It just sounds like it's going to be one heck of a year. It's going to be amazing.
I'm excited about it. Have you ever been to Havasu?
I've crossed through Havasu and spent the night there on the way to the Parker 400 one time. Oh, there is Brian Trimp, I believe, getting a little slideways on a hill. And we are over the hour-and-a-half mark, so the white flag could be coming out here anytime. And there it is. The white flag is out. Brian Trimp grabs that. So next time around, everybody out will get the white flag.
Normally that is, he's actually going into the Amsoil hot pits right now. Probably just getting some things checked out, but the white flag coming out for everybody. It's super cool. They're probably excited to get out of their wet fire suits.
And there's our physical race leader, Jesse Oliver, heading up the Spider Tracks backstretch. So he's probably about 5 to 10 minutes out. What a great, great race we've had this morning. Thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. Again, I am Miles Hasselquist alongside my good friend Pam Hall, and we are bringing you the best action we can.
It's an action-packed weekend, 2 days of racing, so many UTVs yesterday. It was 60-plus of them. Super cool to see that many. I keep saying it, I know, but this sport is just growing. Every single class is growing. I'm excited for the next race. I'm excited to go to Montana. You were bringing up Montana. You have been to that track at Montana.
It's an amazing track up there. Grizz and Aaron with your put on a great race there. It's on a private ranch, and it's a huge one. I think we could do a 50-mile loop, so it's called the Big Sky 200, and it's the Big Sky country. You get there, and it's just absolutely beautiful. You can get on top of these ridges and see for miles and miles out there. It's going to be a great race. It'll be a joined race with Yellowstone Off-Road Racing Series. So it'll be fun to see some of those. They're kind of like a desert race, and then we'll have the Ultra 4s there as well. And look at those in the Hamzo hot pits. They are digging mud out of the wheels, trying to save some weight and just get stuff out of the way.
I was trying to see if that was a rock or if it was mud, but you could see the window nets even are caked with mud.
There is no, that was Woody Rose, because you can see that spare tire hang off the back of that Trent Fab machine. So Woody Rose and Tad Dowk are still pushing strong. Look how muddy you just called that band.
I mean, it's just caked on there. I bet he can't even see out of the side of his window.
But did you see that huge thumbs up right there? Nice. They're excited. They're getting back out there, heading out for their last lap. Out on lap 4. This has been a great, great run. Oh, and I can feel the rumble as he cruises by.
I can too. I was just you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, yesterday we were out right by the start-finish line, but with today's weather, we moved into the Project X booth, and it's it's definitely nice to be inside and out of the elements for sure. But sometimes I do miss the wind, the smell of the fuel, the loud roar of the horsepower.
You know my favorite part about being right there next to the lineup? The drivers giving the thumbs up, getting to wave at them, give them, good luck. So that's what my favorite part about being right there is.
Yeah, I was walking through the line this morning. I got here early, obviously you did too, and I was walking through, and Sean Reisky and Ryan Webb were already lined up. They're in their suits. I go give them a high five and say, good luck, have fun, and put on a show, and that's what they are doing. There's Woody Rose, or is that Ryan Taylor?
I think that's Ryan Taylor.
Yep, yeah. Correct.
Ryan Taylor, the way I'm noticing is he doesn't have the shark fin. Well, you already said that too, but you're doing the spare tire.
So on adjusted time, we'll have to wait for Jesse Oliver to come back through, because remember, they took off in 30-second increments this morning. Well, there's Brian Trimp. They took off at one at a time in 30-second increments. This race is on adjusted time, so we won't know until they physically cross that line. We're waiting on Jesse Oliver right now, but it looks like our physical race leader is Ryan Taylor, who took off in 4th spot. Jesse Oliver took off a rear start because maybe he rolled, so he's in that 13th spot. So it's about a 5-minute split between on adjusted time between Ryan Taylor and Jesse Oliver.
And it looks like Ryan Taylor actually just has the second fastest lap of the day now with a 24:04.571.
There's Brian Trimp coming up trail 69, here's that perfect either or, but everybody's taking that right line right now. The preferred line yesterday was straight at that camera, but you just can't make that happen with as slick as it is today.
Yes, we did see them earlier. They were struggling. They were having to back up and actually go ahead and take that right line.
And we haven't seen Troy Digby in a while, so he must be having some bad luck out on course. We saw Justin Barth pulling off. Jeff Martin, we saw him flop over. Bob Humancheck, we saw him stopped on top of the hill as well. We saw Reisky tipped over, but he's back going. You just saw Trimp. So we still have most of the field running.
It's been an adventurous race day.
And look, it just looks absolutely beautiful out there as we see Ryan Taylor taking a hard right. To our left is the start-finish, but right now it's a hard right into the woods. And we had to do a lot of work on that section to make it a straight go-through. It was an absolute swamp when it was dry. But Devin brought the dozer over there. We cleared out a couple small little trees and filled in that little mud hole right there. But now it's a new mud hole.
And now it's a new mud hole, exactly.
I mean, here's one of our drone drivers. You'll see Jack right there with his. He's got his goggles on right now, so he's doing the POV. He's got the camera on there. It's really cool to see. Oh, that was Lucas, the drone guy. We got a couple. We got Jack, we got Lucas, and they're out there bringing these amazing shots as we see Ryan Taylor making it up trail 69. He's got those nice blue lights on the front. Can't believe they're still clean.
That means he hasn't really had anybody in front of him to kick the mud up on there then. Cake it up on there.
You can see our Optima leaderboard on the top left of your screen, and that is Bob Humancheck, possibly.
Little bit of difficulty right there.
That's Ryan Taylor. Trying to make it up the top of 69. Is that Cody St. Clair, I believe, with the shark fin on top? He's on the Spider Tracks backstretch, and that is Jesse Oliver, I believe. So this will be fun to see on adjusted time. Is Jesse Oliver going to be able to steal that away from Ryan Taylor? It's like I said, I think it's about an unofficial 5-minute split at my quick little guess. And he crosses the line right now and grabs a checkered flag. Jesse Oliver does a little flip around, and Jesse Oliver grabs a checkered flag for the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. And right now, I think it's going to be Jesse Oliver. So Jesse Oliver, I think, just got the unofficial overall. He's got to be super excited right now. Look at all the mud all over that car. He got a second last year, and it looks like he may get first place this year. He battled, and look at the left front. It looks like he kissed a tree with that fender right there on the hood.
Well, did you see him just now, too? It looked like he tried to push his side mirror out, and it's not going out for him. So he probably did hit a tree. Those mirrors are made to just fold in and not break off. That's how the style they are. So he'll, try to fold it back out so he can get out.
But you saw 2 big thumbs up from Jesse Oliver and Randy Knoll. And like you said, they fold in, and I think if you had it folded out, it would be muddy enough you couldn't see it anyways. So Jesse Oliver right there will get him crawled out of the car. You know he wants to get out of the car, kind of shake some of that mud off it because he's been fighting that for quite some time. They're dragging that mirror out of the way, but I'll bet you can't see out of that mirror anyways. So we are an hour and 53 minutes into this race. Remember, we kick off the 4,400 race at 2 p.m. So we're winding down the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Getting a little tidbits through my rugged race radio. Sounds like we have 2 or 3 guys that will be coming towards the race line start-finish here very shortly.
It would be interesting to know what their cars weigh after this race because I know they don't weigh them, but it would be interesting to know how much mud they actually have on their cars.
I believe that's Brian Trimp heading down the Yukon launch. Oh, and there's the top. So we will have somebody coming through. That could be Woody Rose, I believe. It's either going to be him or Dwayne Garrettson. So we got one coming down the hill. I believe that is Woody Rose. Yes, it is. So our physical second place, but it could be first on the Legends class. We'll see how it shakes out. Just another downhill to go for Woody Rose. Will be grabbing that checkered flag.
And you could see he was on his brakes just sliding down that hill. That's how steep it is and how muddy it still is out there.
So Woody Rose, 1 turn left to go, and it looks like he may grab that checkered flag for the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We'll see how it all shakes out. Remember, this race is on adjusted time. We need to dot our I's and cross our T's, but Woody Rose is here on the infield. Woody Rose, I think he must have missed the checkered flag. Not quite sure, but he's still running out there. He's just having some fun.
Yeah, extra seat time is key, right? So he's like, I'm going to do one more lap.
So I think we should see Dwayne Garrettson coming down the line here in just a moment. There's Ryan Taylor with those blue lights up front and that Trent Fab machine. Ryan Taylor has Corey Day riding shotgun with him. He was raced yesterday. He races now, and he'll hop in later on today as well. So he's got a busy day ahead of him. And look at the mud everywhere. The seat looks clean because there was a body there covering all up. So that race suit, is going to be completely covered. And look at the GPS, all the wiring. This is fun to race, but the worst part about it is all the cleanup.
Oh, I know, right? That's when you take everything off of it. But right there, that is the 2002 of
Jesse Schumann.
Yep.
That's that big full-body Bronco. He's part of the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class.
Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble. He had to back up quite a bit.
I believe this is only going to be a second lap that he completed.
Did you see him sliding?
Oh, here's Woody Rose still chugging along up to through Trail 69. There's John Schumann. He'll grab that checkered flag. And a lot of them are kind of doing a little tailspin right there. Liam gives him a little eyeball and tells him to settle down a little bit. Liam's O'Donnell 23 with USAC. He's our USAC rep that has really stepped the game up the last. We introduced him last year, but he's really helped out this year. The entire USAC is here, and we are really lucky to have them join partnerships with us. That was Woody Rose disappearing, and now this is going to be Cody St. Clair grabbing the checkered flag. So this could be unofficial second place for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And doing a little rooster tail at the end of the line. And another one right behind him, and that is going to be Sean Reisky. Remember, he was the one that rolled over early. He got the pole, set the fastest lap early on. So tough break for Sean Reisky. But, hey, he finished the race.
That's what matters. That's what you want to do. You come out here sometimes just to finish, and here he did. I mean, he had some major issues after being the pole setter, but that's awesome. He took that checkered flag. Look at the mud on Cody St. Clair's car.
So I think we should see Dwayne Garretts and Ricky Bobby coming down the hill here in just a few moments. What a great race. I do feel bad for these guys and gals battling the mud, but they did it. This is unlimited racing at its finest. Yesterday battled the dust. Today they are battling the mud, and they are making it happen. And they got to be super stoked to be crawling out of that car right now. There's Cody St. Clair out of the driver's seat and Tyler Haggard coming out of the passenger seat. There's Chip McLaughlin getting a little congratulations. Anthony St. Clair, Cody's dad's right there giving him the good job, boy. And they are on top of the Ultra 4 merchandise trailer with this camera right now. So this is going to be the prime seat for the rest of the day. You can see the race line arch. That is the start-finish line. And there's a great shot of Sean Reisky, who set that blistering pass early on and then had that tumble right there at the end. So tough break. This should be Dwayne Garrettson coming down. Can't quite tell what kind of car it is. I can just see a silhouette of something. No, that is going to be Bob Humanchuk. But we're waiting on Dwayne Garrettson to see if he can bump out Jesse Oliver, but I don't know. So Bob Humanchuk at the top of that steep little down section. He's trying to, oh man, it's steep, it's off camber, it's muddy, it's uncomforting, I promise you that. Needs to turn hard left right now. So Bob Humanchuk grabbing the checkered flag. We'll see how it all shakes out. I believe he was a couple laps down. So Jesse Oliver, unofficial first in his 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. Ryan Taylor is still unofficial leader for the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Then Woody Rose, Cody St. Clair second in his class. Where is Dwayne Garrettson? We're waiting on him to get his time.
And he was having such a great day as well, and so he has fallen back, but we're still waiting to see him come in.
So Cody St. Clair started behind Dwayne Garrettson, so he definitely has him bumped out. But Dwayne Garrettson had such a good one running. He's won the last 2 years in a row, but he just couldn't quite pull it all together. But I hope to see him back here coming in soon. Is that Woody Rose possibly heading down the Yukon launch area?
You can see Greg right there with Raceline Wheels over there congratulating one of his drivers that runs his wheels. Give us a little wave, Greg.
So you see Tyler Haggard and Cody St. Clair with their Raceline hats on, giving their picture taken. Greg's giving the old thumbs up. What a great race they put on for us. Thanks to all of these racers. Thanks to absolutely everybody for putting this together. Jason and Gayla Robinette, all of the volunteers, Ultra 4 USA staff, AOE, MAO, media, safety, USAC, racers, fans, and all of our marketing partners. And our broadcast partner is Speed Sport. They'll be putting together a 1-hour produced show from this weekend's race, highlighting the 4,400, but they'll show a little bit of everything. They'll be bringing that out in the next few weeks.
I know that all of our racers are looking forward to that to see. There's a shot right there again of that nice, nasty downhill, but there to the left is where we'll be doing the America Pro Rock tonight.
Did you say right to the left?
I did, didn't I?
Just to the left where
Just to
everybody's
the
been
left.
coming down. I catch myself doing that all the time. No worries. So we're bringing them in the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We're winding down this race, and we're about 2 hours away from kicking off the 4,400 Unlimited class. That was Brian Trimp heading up the Spider Tracks backstretch. All smiles at the race line finish, kind of telling their war stories, saying, "Hey, did you hit that tree too on this one corner, or did you hit that other mud hole?"
And that's Sean Reiske. He's probably telling the story of what happened.
Exactly. You can see I was backing up, I was going, and flipped her right over.
It's funny to try to, read their sign language that they're talking to each other with.
But that just goes to show, obviously Sean Reiske took a pretty good tumble, but they build these cars so good that it took that tumble, it was upside down for a while, and it still went out for another lap. So safety is absolutely our number one concern with the cars and the courses, and it just goes to show that we do the right things and it makes it work. Exactly,
and I'm surprised that their suits are still white up on the top half of them.
That's the back half, but yeah, no, you're right. That's where the seat belts are probably sitting. There goes Ryan Taylor heading up the Spider Tracks backstretch. What a great day of racing. What a great weekend of racing it has been for the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. As Jesse Oliver's going to hose down his car a little bit so he can give some love to his sponsors. We see Warren and Rugged on the side of that car, getting her all shined up for some pictures.
And the Raceline is on the rear, the sticker's on the rear side of it. And Rugged Radio's right there.
I don't think that vent's going to buff out. Well, great to see they're able to use that water hose for cleaning the car. That means they didn't have any issues with fire today. Great to see that. Because fire is one of those scary, scary things. We saw last weekend Justin Wicks had an issue at one of his desert races, and he was in a bomber car and had a fire, and he said it was the scariest thing he ever did. Him and his co-driver are okay, but it really hurt the car.
And the mud is thick. I mean, there's so much mud on there. The grassy area that they had to cut through, the extra trees when they changed that hill, they were, making a new trail right there. So you see a little bit of that hanging off as well. There's so much weight, extra weight on these cars right now.
So there's a great spectator area out there. Right there in front, you see Nitto. We've got Warren. We've got Raceline. We have the Ultra 4 USA right there. The Jumbotron's going to be there, and we are going to have some more racing today. So be sure to don't go anywhere. We've got some great stuff yet to come. More racing yet to come. We're going to finish up the 4,500, the 4,800 race here in just a little bit. So while we're going to take a step away, we'll be right back after this.
When it comes to suspension tuning, there's only one name we trust: Double E Racing.
And here comes Brian Trimp, I believe, grasping the checkered flag. Great run by Brian Trimp. He's been racing all day long. You saw him in the Amsoil hot pits having some issues, but Brian Trimp grabs the checkered flag, adverse and overcome. I love seeing that.
You can't see any of his names or anything on his car. So there you go. You got the number on the front, so it doesn't look like he had anybody in front of him. But it's good to see him come get that checkered flag after having the issues that he was having earlier on in the hot pits.
Yeah, sorry we had to come out of that commercial a little bit early, but we want to see racing. That's why we're here, and that's what we are doing. I thought it was going to maybe be Dwayne Garrison. He should be coming through any moment, but he is still out on course having some issues. Not sure what's going on, but we sure hope to see Dwayne Garrison. But it's great to see Brian Trimp here in the infield.
And when they're coming in, you can tell they're trying to wipe it off. Like you said earlier, give their sponsors some love. And look, he has a GoPro on his helmet. How crazy is that going to be to see? Hopefully it didn't get mudded up.
That'd be a great view to see, yeah. It'll have a little bit of mud on it, I believe. But that Jeep Armory machine, looking good. There is $20,000 on the line tonight for the America Pro Rock Rock Bouncing Series. So it's going to be it's going to be two hills. They're going to be timed, combined times. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. That'll be tonight around 5 p.m.
And Jesse Sherman is in, I believe, right there. Came in the 2002 of that Bronco.
It's been a great week out here in Rush, Kentucky. So thanks for everybody for making this happen. It's been a great, great week, a great weekend. Love Rush, Kentucky. They came in with open arms. This is an amazing facility for the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash.
And we're all just waiting for all of our finishers that are out on course to come on through here. We'll be doing our awards here in just a little bit.
And don't forget, you can always go to AOE.tv and rewatch any race from prior times, or you can go to speedsport.tv as well. You can go to the King of the Hammers and MAO Facebook. Here comes Woody. No, that is Ryan Taylor with the blue lights up front. He'll be grabbing that checkered flag. We'll see if he shakes up that podium. Ryan Taylor grabbing the checkered flag. Gets a little sideways there and keeps on going.
Super slick out there. They're trying to do their little, victory whip, but it's a little too muddy to do that.
But great to see Ryan Taylor pushing the entire race. And we'll remember, you can also go to live.ultra4racing.com. But it looks like he just took over the top spot for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class on adjusted time. We'll see what happens when we dot our I's and cross our T's, but it looks like Jesse Oliver could have won the 4500 class, and Ryan Taylor, I think, just won the 4800 Legends class. Remember, everything is unofficial, but it's looking good. What a great day of racing it has. We are winding up this race, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. It's been a great day of racing. We are just winding down on the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So Pam will be giving away some of those Laser Nut and 360 Wrap trophies here in just a little bit. We got to get all our ducks in a row. We need to have the timing all lined out, but it's looking good. They're giving away some awards here in just a little bit. Again, thank you for everyone for coming and checking it out. It's been great. There's some of our crowd out there. The awards will be coming out here very, very soon. But what a great day. And don't forget, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be kicking off the 4400 Unlimited class. You do not want to miss that. And tonight, a crowd favorite is going to be the America Pro Rock Bouncing. 2 hills with $20,000 on the line, split up between the bouncers, the UTVs, and the rail buggies that are going to be here. So it's going to be a good time today. It's been a great weekend, and it's only getting better and better. Yesterday it was dusty. It rained overnight, and this first race was very, very tricky with all the mud. We saw some unfortunate rollovers. We saw some people having electrical issues, but I think the course is really going to come into play, and it's going to be amazing for the 4400 Unlimited class. That'll be kick off again at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're getting the cars all dressed up right there in front of the Jumbotron. So here is the unofficial AMSOIL results. It looks like for the 4500, I apologize for that. That was from qualifying, I believe. So we're trying to get all our ducks in a row real quick. So I believe this is the unofficial AMSOIL leaderboard right here. And unofficial first is Jesse Oliver. In second place, Cody St. Clair. Third place, Dwayne Garrettson. And then Bob Humachek. Troy Digby did not get off the line. Tough break there. But we'll switch it to the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class to the AMSOIL unofficial leaderboard. It looks like it's going to be Ryan Taylor in that first position. Then Woody Rose in number 2. Ryan Webb in that third spot. Fourth goes to Brian Tripp. Fifth goes to Sean Reisky after that tumble at the very beginning. Great to see him still battle all the way to the end. Jesse Schumann in 6th. Justin Barth in 7th. And Jeff Martin took the tumble, did not get to complete his first lap. But what a great race it was. I know it was a little tricky to follow with 2 races going on at the same time, but it was a great, great race to watch. So again, thanks to all the racers and fans and marketing partners, volunteers, safety crew, and everything else. So it sounds like the AMSOIL results are heading over towards Pam. So we will be giving away those Laser Nut and 360 Wrap trophies here in just a little bit. Don't forget, this afternoon's race, Speed Sport is going to put a 1-hour special together that will air very soon. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Here comes Woody Rose down the hill as we speak. So Woody Rose will be grabbing the checkered flag. Once again, Woody Rose grabs the checkered flag in that Trent Fab machine. It's been a great day. We'll be having awards here in just a moment, but while we dot our I's and cross our T's, we'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
No matter what, it's never an easy event, and it never will be, and that's what makes King of the Hammers King of the Hammers. Tire choice is everything. I mean, to have a tire that's reliable and consistent and drives well out in the desert, but yet when we get to these crazy rock sections, still has grip and performs, and we can hit these sharp, jagged edge rocks and not have a problem, is what we need. And the Rockzilla is definitely our second to none when it comes to the UTV tires. It just speaks traction. It's got big lugs hanging off the side. It's got big lugs down the side of the sidewall of the tire. If you're going to look for something that makes traction and is going to grip in rocks and dirt and everything, you look at a Roxzilla and go, man, that thing looks like it's going to do the job right there.
When it comes to suspension tuning, there's only one name we trust: Double E Racing. Double E Racing.
We help build champions.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. We just are winding down the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. You can see them all right there in the center of your screen, getting ready. We're dotting our I's, crossing our T's, but we should be giving away some of that laser nut hardware that's wrapped by 360. Be handing that stuff out here very shortly. It's going to be a great afternoon. The weather's got a little dicey last night, but it's turning out to be an absolute beautiful day. The sun is out. It's kind of right there between a hoodie and a t-shirt, but it's absolutely beautiful. Roughly 60 degrees, a little overcast, but like I said, the sun is really trying to come through. There's a great shot of Woody Rose. Greg Mulkey's trying to help him out. But all smiles from Woody Rose that comes all the way from Nevada, Sparks, Nevada. Come out here and play with us here at Ultra 4 USA. And he's trying to jiggle the steering wheel, but there's so much mud stuck in there that you know he's going to have a fun time cleaning up that unit. Don't forget, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the 4400 Unlimited race, the biggest and baddest names in our sport. Unlimited tires, unlimited suspension, unlimited horsepower. It is unlimited racing at its finest. These are the Swiss Army knife of off-road. They race King of the Hammers, Crandon at Mid-America Outdoors, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, here in Kentucky, out in Lake Havasu. We race over huge rocks, mountains, short course, jumps, tight trees, mud, dust, desert whoops. These cars can do it all and do it all well. Taking a quick look at the course, it's pretty quiet out there because it's definitely winding down, but it really looks like it's starting to dry up and getting that little tacky section. So I think this is going to be super, super fast. Thank you again to Raceline Wheels, Amsoil, Mid-America Outdoors, Rugged Race Radios, Project X-Lite, Speed Sport, LaserNut, Nitto, Warn, 360 Wraps, Optima Batteries, Factor 55, Spider Tracks, Brannick, Yukon, Wayland, the Off-Road Syndicate, Off-Road, American Outdoor Events, and King of the Hammer. So please support who supports the sport. Without those amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today in Rush, Kentucky. But it sounds like we are getting ready to hand out that LaserNut hardware wrapped by 360 Wraps. Getting everything lined up out front. What a great day of racing it has been today. And yesterday was amazing. We started out with the stock class, went to UTVs, but it sounds like Pam Hall's ready. So, Pam, take it away. It is your show.
Thanks, Miles. I am here for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class right here with all of these muddy racers because of the rain. Was a lot of fun last night for you guys. Here with Mr. Hold on a second. I need to go over here. Sorry. No, there we go. No, I'm here with the 717 Ryan Webb. You're a little bit muddy out there. How was the race for you besides the mud?
I don't know what to do with my hands now that I was trying to prepare while you got with him. Now you done messed me all up. It was slick, greasy, slipping, sliding. I mean, it was just, it's like driving on ice, trying to dodge trees. I felt like we were really slow. That last big hill, we had a link bar break and put us out there at the end. But I guess we never stopped, never had any flats. The Cleaver MTs, man, they hooked up great. It was an awesome race.
Well, it was.
I'm kind of stunned right now because I had no idea that I was in third.
So. I know when we were getting you over here, you kind of had a shock look.
He tricked me.
How did he trick you?
He ran over there and he said, "Hey, they have a red card on you," or something like that. So we jumped in the truck and I'm like, "What?" You know. So yeah, cool.
Well, it looked like it was a lot of fun out there. I mean, slipping and sliding, it really puts your driving skills to test for sure.
Whew. Now we got to get back in a 4400 here in a minute and do it all over.
Exactly. Well, who do you want to thank for getting you up here today?
The good Lord above, my wife, kids, Liquid Molly, Kenda Tire, SCS, Maximum Transmission, Raceline Wheels, and everybody for coming out and watching this show. That's it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on this number 3 spot. Good surprise for you. Hopefully I see y'all later on up here again for the 4400 class. All right.
We don't do flat bills in the South, so I got my flat bill bent. So.
Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you later on. All right, we're going to move right on over here to our second place finisher right here, Mr. Woody Rose. Great day out there for you. You having some fun?
Yeah, I'd say so. We hit just about every single tree out there.
Did you slide into them, or did you, hit them?
Both.
So we were watching, there was an either or that all of you guys were going up to. You guys could not get up and everybody started taking a right-hand turn. I can't remember which one it was, but it looks like there was a lot of struggles out there today.
Yeah, everywhere that there was a hill and mud, pretty much, and trees.
This downhill right here at the finish line, what'd you think about that one?
Well, I had to take the one off to the right, and it was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed it.
Well, you were driving it good, but who do you want to thank for getting you up here today?
I'd like to thank Tad for co-dogging for me because I wouldn't have been able to do it without a co-driver. And then I'd like to thank Trent Fabrication, Raceline Wheels, Nexon Tire, Auto Doctor, ATO Transmission, FK Rod Ends, Warren Industries, and Yukon Gear and Axle.
Awesome. Well, speaking of Tad, great pre-run for you today, right?
Yeah, it was a good pre-run. He's not joking when it was slippery. It was like driving on snow for the first 2 laps. And it's starting to tack up now. I think we're going to have a good 4400 race coming, but it's going to be wet enough to keep everybody honest, though. So it'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the booth. You guys are just making it key for the 4400 class.
Yeah, it's going to be good, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the second place finish up here for Woody Rose. We're going to move on over here to the number 1 spot up on top of the box. A little bit of mud. All right. Mr. Ryan Taylor, how do you feel right now?
Wet, but it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Corey's an amazing co-driver. I want to thank the Lord for getting us here, keeping us safe, and everybody having a good time. Secondly, I want to thank my wife and kids for putting up with it. It's a lot, and they're always here to support. I appreciate it. And I want to thank Brannick, Yokohama, Raceline Wheels. They keep me together, and that's what I need. Thank you, guys.
So out there sliding around today, did you feel like a ping pong ball a little bit, or what's that game, pinball?
Yeah, it was definitely a pinball for sure. Every corner, we mowed down some trees going up hills, and Corey says, "I can't believe your car would go over those trees going up the hill." And he got out to winch and pulled us through. It was fun. We had a great time.
Well, congratulations for being up here on the top of the box. Have fun cleaning your car, because that's the biggest thing right now is going home and cleaning them. So let's give it up one more time for our 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, Ryan Taylor, Woody Rose, and Ryan Webb.
Well, thank you, Pam, and congratulations to everybody who raced in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Top of the box is Ryan Taylor. Second is Woody Rose, and then Ryan Webb. Up next, we will do the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and we'll give away some more awards from LaserNut and 360 Wraps here in just a little bit. It's been a great day of racing, but it's not over yet, so be sure to tune in. But we're going to take a quick break, reset, and be right back after this.
one name we trust, Double E Racing. When it comes to suspension tuning, there's only one name we trust, Double E Racing.
Double E Racing. We help build champions.
Welcome back to the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. It's been a great morning of racing thus far with the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Yesterday we did the stock class in the morning, we did the UTV class in the afternoon, and the youth race in the evening. So it's been a great weekend of racing. Today at 2 o'clock, we'll be kicking off the 4400 Unlimited class. And then tonight at 5 p.m. will be the America Pro Rock Bouncing. So still lots of action yet to come. Looks like we have a car having a little bit of issues on that last little downhill. But thank you again to each and every one of you for tuning in off and on all weekend. It's been absolutely amazing here for some Ultra 4 USA racing at its finest. Can't quite tell who that is on the side of the hill having some issues. That could be Jeff Martin, who flopped over at the top and they're trying to just get him down the hill. We will be giving away some Laser Nut and 360 Wrap trophies. Thanks again to Cody Wagner and company here very shortly. We just did the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and we are about to give away some hardware for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. Pam Hall, take it away. It is your show. Sorry about that. I had a little blip in our situation, but we will be right back to do those awards here in just a minute. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Remember, we are in the middle of Rush, Kentucky, and the mountains are high. Everything is all over the place. So we are definitely doing our best. Like I said, when I got here last weekend, I couldn't even send a text out, and they are bringing you internet and a live show from the middle of Rush, Kentucky. So we're doing our best. We're fighting through a few little technical issues, but we are going to make it happen and bring you the best we can. We are in the tri-state intersection area of Ohio, West Virginia, and we are in northeast Kentucky here at Rush Off-Road, just outside of Ashland, Kentucky. Rush Off-Road has 7,000 acres and over 100 miles of trails. They're open 7 days a week and sell season passes, week passes, or even a day pass. Elevation is roughly 2,500 feet, and the population is 2,500 people. Don't forget to check out our MAO and Ultra 4 USA merchandise trailer. Thanks to Angel, Carly, and Bailey. They've been slinging a lot of swag out of there. They've got hoodies, they've got hats, they've got lip balm, whatever you need. Yesterday it needed to be sunscreen, but today it could be a hoodie. But they've got a little bit of everything. Today's race course is an 8-mile loop. The races have been an hour and a half plus a lap, but later on today it'll be 2 hours plus a lap. This race is on adjusted time. There's 11 either-ors out there on course. Don't forget to download the MAO app on the Google or the Apple platform. You can also go to AOE.tv and Speedsport.tv. Get on the Ultra 4 USA and Mid-America Outdoors Facebook. Hit that share button, start a watch button. It's a hashtag it up. USAC is our sanctioning body. We'll be running timing, scoring, and race ops. Safety tech. Lee O'Donnell is our USAC rep on site. Speed Sport is the official broadcast partner for the rest of the season. So a huge shout out to them for bringing us such a great show out here in Rush, Kentucky for the 2023 Raceline Wheels Rush Off-Road Anniversary Bash. We just wound up the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We will be coming back live at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time for the 4400 Unlimited class. So we are going to be right back at 1:45 Eastern Time for the 4400 Unlimited race. We're going to shut down completely, so be sure to tune back in here in just a little bit. 1:45 Eastern Time. We'll be right back with more racing action.